Haha, we're live. What's up, guys? How's it going? Welcome to the late night stream for Sunday. Lord Pop-Tart was the first guy to say something. All right, so I've already been sneezing my head off, so I've already got a sniffly nose. Tonight we've got some really unusual Pokemon coins. Ooh. Who doesn't love some Pokemon coins? So we're just setting this up. All right. Those coins are probably expensive. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Hot and fresh Pokemon coins. We're also going to say Destined Rivals. OP12. Yep, OP12's new. Live card shop. It's a lot of stuff, isn't it? All right, so let's jump over here. Oh, it looks like I got a bunch of new messages. Going live for Sunday night. Sunday night. Yay! Tonight is Sunday night, right? Yeah, okay. Pretty sure it is. I got Subway today. Karis and I were real busy. We were working, and we wanted to get Subway sandwiches. On the DoorDash app, it costs so much money to get those Subway sandwiches. And I got my little sandwich, and it was tiny. They put, like, the smallest amount of turkey they could on it, and then it was, like, nasty flavorless tomatoes and nasty shredded lettuce. And it was just so gross. I was like, why did I buy this? And I looked at how much I paid for it, and I was like, oh, God, dude. It was so bad. I was, like, really shocked at how poor a quality it was. Subway's got to go out of business. There's no way. They've got to go out of business. They're terrible. All right, Eric would like to move his money over to a gym break, into a gym break. Give my PSA 6 Golbat for TCC Nightbot giveaway. Okay, let me see. I'd have to run off and find that Golbat. That's Eric Rodriguez. He's got PSA 6 Golbat. Okay. So if you guys wait here, I'm going to go grab that Golbat. You guys stay here. Don't go anywhere. Smash that like button while I go grab it. Eric Rodriguez, is that right? Man, this would be way easier if we just kept this upstairs next to my next to the stream. All right. Got my drink? Yeah, I got my drink. Nice. Good. All right. Whew. Another weekend terrorism attack. Oh, yeah, I heard about that. RIP. No good, huh? Ooh. Where should I store these? So, I guess maybe I should show you guys first. All right, we got... No, I ain't going to show off every coin. That takes too long. We'll price them up. We'll price them up one at a time, just like usual. I don't have a box for them. Thought I did. Man, I just never have enough boxes, do I? Whoa, maybe this will work. What's this got in it? Metazoo? More like Metapoo. Haha, I got them. All right. So, put that there. I like this magic card. That's a good one. Oops. All of these coins will be for sale because I have more coins to grade once they're all gone. Because I like coins. You see, Mr. Ashton, I lost my yoo-hoo in a gold smelting accident. All right. Look like Pog Slammers. What? Aw, you're tricking me. So let's get a couple of these started, shall we? Okay. Oh, Eric Rodriguez wanted me to give this away to you guys. Here it is. Let's get this donation scoreboard up here. Is he on it already? No, not yet. Hello, Governor. What's up, Mr. Jeff? Eric Rodriguez. Okay. And he donated $25. I finished watching James Bond Spectre. Boy, it's a drag getting through those James Bond movies now. It's really hard to watch them. I've watched too many in a row. It's not fun anymore. It's the same formula. We are? That one famous actor from the Django or whatever it's called, that the German bad guy actor, he was playing the Blofeld revival. And he was okay. I mean, he's got the right feel for the job, but the story itself was just kind of boring. More, they capture Bond and explain their evil plan, but never kill him. More of that. It's like, you could just kill James Bond. Why give him, like, this easy situation to get out of? There. All right. Austin Powers #1. Austin Powers is my favorite Bond film. It's the best Bond film by far. So, we'll make the keyword Eric, because this is a donation from Mr. Eric. Okay, keyword Eric. There it is. All right, closing this, hitting refresh. I have this music sped up a little bit. I like it when the music's sped up. But for this song, it sounds a bit strange, doesn't it? You're a high IQ individual. There will not be many movies to entertain you. I don't know about that, but I've watched enough movies that when something's about to happen, I pretty much know what's going to happen. And so it's really hard to enjoy it anymore. And then if, like, the opposite of that happens, I go, what a twist. And that's it. You know what I mean? It's like, woo. And so, like, you know, as the scenes were going by, I'm like, he's going to do this, he's going to do that. And it's just, it gets really boring. And then I get the fast forward button out. Like when the dad was going to shoot himself and now he's going to shoot himself. And he did that. And, yeah, it's probably not very fun to watch movies with me as a result. Actually, Kira's has gotten pretty used to it, to her credit. Yeah, I watch movies with the fast forward button. We are. Okay, let's see. Oh, I hate this song, man. I know this song. I don't want to listen to it. What's this? Mario Golf? Modern is that why I don't watch movies very much. 28 years later. Oh, I am curious about that because when I was younger, I watched 28 Days Later and 28 Months Later. So 28 years later sounds fun. Hopefully it's not just them doing a cash grab like, all right, we better make another one of these. You know, that would be really disappointing. So these are Pokemon Battle Coins. Let's find out what we can about the price on these. This is going to say NGC Pokemon Battle Coin. Also, I kind of should know... Whoa, some of those are pricey. Holy, dude. I kind of should know how much I spent. So the very, 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 very cheapest battle coin of all is $68. More like $69. And then it goes up from there, right? So, and then on top of that, I'd like to know what I spent. I should know what my bill was. Because I roughly know what I paid per coin. I need to know what I paid per grade. Click, please load. What are they actually selling for, though? Well, I imagine if there's a cheapest price for like virtually all battle coins, I doubt it's going for a lot less than that. I mean, that's the cheapest price. There. Actually, it's lower than that. Let's see. I think under my submission, did they tell you how much you paid for it? I've heard 28 Years Later is a great movie. It looks really good. Really, I didn't know it was out already. Was it out already? It made Cillian Murphy famous. Is he that one? Is he that one British actor? He was actually in James Bond too. Actually, he played a Russian bad guy. Yeah, he was a Russian henchman bad guy. Here we are. Okay, here's the invoice. Yeah, I like that actor. He's got a unique look. How much did I pay for this? Oh, don't you just hate that? Let me look in here. It shows me what I submitted, but it doesn't want to tell me how much I paid. Like, give me a break, dude. Here we go. Okay. It's got a price. Ah, there we go. Okay, we got it. And how many coins was that? About 30 coins. Okay. So let's see. Divided by 30. You pay a lot just to grade it, guys. I mean, grading's really expensive. Yeah, grading's it's pretty rough. All right. So now I know what my price is, and I know what the cheapest buy now price on eBay is. Where did that go? Oh, was I looking at it on my phone? Probably looking at it on my phone. Yeah, there it is. All right. So I can't imagine this guy costing a lot more than a Marowak. So we're going to go ahead with that price, the $68. Lovely. 68 it is. Maybe I'm going to make it $1 more expensive just because I want to be able to say 69 on it. You understand? 68 is really an annoying number, right? I mean, if you can get 69, you should do it. Should always be 69, right? All right, there we go. All right. Here's a Machop. Lovely Machop. A little bit of dust on that, see? Get that dust off. You know, these are 1000% pack fresh. The way I send these into NGC, I actually send them the sealed product that they come in without opening them myself. And then I let them open it. And so that's how fresh these are. They're 1000% fresh. However, that doesn't really matter because of the manufacturing process. It just didn't create coins that were MS70. They just didn't. So here's a Machop. We're going to set him to 69. Oops. Here's a Horsey. It's kind of sad it's still MS64. Well, the way I see it, the grade's not really what's important here. You know, if you look into coin collecting, there are tons of super expensive coins that are not MS70. Really, the only thing you need to get MS70 on, like you have to get MS70 on, are like freshly printed coins, in my opinion, ones that they just made. Like if you don't have an MS70 on that, the grades doesn't matter. It doesn't add a premium. But for these, the grade, what it really does is it gets them nice and encapsulated, gives them a title, gives them an age, and now they're authentic. And it allows you to hold them in your hand in a nice chunky way without adding any fingerprints. So there's a lot of reasons for them to be in the holder. Now the Snorlax, that's nice. Snorlax is going to have to cost more. All right. I typically buy MS69. What's the PSA 10 for a coin? Yeah, it would be MS70. MS70 is the PSA 10 equivalent. Now that's we gotta look that one up. That's Snorlax. We can't do that for Snorlax. He's not going to be a flat $69. So let's look up Snorlax. There is no Snorlax. That's not a surprise. He's actually pretty good. All right. Let me just look around. Ooh, there was a Dratini that sold for 110. So there's a recently, on May 4th, the Dratini coin sold for 110. What's interesting about that is I own a Dratini that it just came back. So Dratini's in the box somewhere if he's not on this table right now. So that's good. Snorlax, I don't know. He's actually desirable. He's a chase coin, I'd say. He's going to be a totally different price than the rest. You know what? Let me go ahead and look at other... Let me scroll up the price line for these. Here it is, NGC Battle Coin. Let's get out of sold items real fast. Okay, now we're just going to scroll up and wait till we see something that's maybe in the Snorlax range, you know. There's a really limited number of coins for sale. I'd say there's nothing like Snorlax up here. You know what I mean? I'm looking at the list of the coins for sale, and there's nothing like Snorlax, nothing that high of a level. So I'm going to value him at maybe 3 times the cost of one of these coins. What would that be, like 210? 210. Even that seems kind of pretty affordable for this Snorlax. I'm going to set it to 240. That sounds, my gut tells me 240 is pretty realistic. Here we are. This is just a gut price. It could be too low. Somebody could snatch it up in like a day or a minute. So we'll find out about that. How about this one? This says UNC detail rev damage. Now, what does that mean? Again, these came straight out of sealed products. So what in the world does that mean? The coin even looks like it's used. It's so strange. I guess that's just how they were manufactured. Yeah, these came out of sealed products, and yet they look used. So strange. If you're not trying to keep a secret, I like to know how much it costs to grade those. It was expensive. There's not a lot of money to make selling these coins because of the cost of the grading. Here we are. All right. Hippo's ears perked up hearing Dratini. Oh, you like Dratini. Right. Yes. Here we are. Very nice. So here is Hitmonchan. I don't understand. He didn't receive like an MS anything. So his price will be cheaper to just let him go, I guess. Let's make him, I don't know, $35 maybe. It says Unk details, rev damage. What's rev damage? I don't think they know what they're talking about. Because again, I handed them, I handed them the sealed CDs that these come out of, and they're saying there's this weird crap going on with it. I don't know what they think. This has got Timmy written all over it. Here we are. Let me check and see if there's a Dragonair for sale. Unless Tammy doesn't want a Pokemon coin, which I could understand that. Back in the 90s. These are so cool. Did anyone else here have these? I had these when I was a kid. That's why I knew about them. Yes, we collected a lot. We had the tops. We had these coins. We did collect Pogs, by the way. Okay, there's not one of these for sale. So this card, the Dragonair, I think, similar to the Snorlax, is a little more valuable. I don't think it's quite at the level of a Snorlax, though. You know that. Snorlax is on another level. So this one will be a little more expensive, but not a crazy expensive. All right. Let's do about double price one of these. Okay. And there we have it. So we got some of the lesser desirable Pokemon. Weird Hitmonchan, I don't know what's going on with him. Rhyhorn, Machop, Horsey. None of these are really bad, but they're at the cheapest possible price. And then we got 2 decent ones. We've got a little Dragonair. I think that's a reasonable price for a Dragonair. And then there's a Snorlax. That's the top coin. I think this is actually the top coin that returned from the entire thing. So that is probably the top coin, the Snorlax is. Okay. And you like Dratini. You want me to hide it away for you until you're ready for it? Here we are. Here's Eradicate. Here's a Slowbro. Here's a Slowpoke. And why these all scratched up is so weird. Weird. You need to tilt the coins to see the reflection. Oh, yes, here. I tilt it for my view, but you guys need to see it for your view. It's a rainbow hollow. Isn't that fun? So each coin has a rainbow hollow. Oh, and the way these were played, you would put them on the table next to each other and you spin them. And whoever had the larger number on their coin won. And some coins had, like, special abilities. So, for example, here's Dragonair. The cards face each other. And if your Dragonair lands on 20, you're probably losing. Or it can land on 70, and then you're probably winning. Then it's got this ability called Wrap. You know, Dragonair, Dratini, they knew that skill Wrap from the video game. Well, there was like a rule list that told you what the effect Wrap did. I don't know what it does. Here's a Snorlax. He hits as high as 80, so he just defeats Dragonair's top number. Here's Horsey. Only hits as high as 30, so you're going to lose if you have a Horsey in your stack. you would add a stack of coins. Machop, I don't remember what these bars here did, and I don't know what this did either, ×2. Maybe I'll go get the rulebook sometime. Here's a Rhyhorn. Maybe this just means that you missed. Yeah. Yeah, actually, that would make sense, because look, Snorlax doesn't have that bar, so maybe he never misses. And here's Hitmonchan. He would hit real high for 70. Look at that nice big bar for the 70. And then this really big bar for 2, huh? Cool. Those look like they would be good for gym battles. No, no, no. We're not going to do those for gym battles. What are you talking about? All right, let's get into it, guys. Let's get into the fun. We are 20 minutes in. I've showed off the battle coins. Excuse me. So I'm hitting refresh over here for Cash App and Venmo. Nobody in line for that. Zachary M. Stekskowski, he said Jumbo Pack Break. We did that already. We have this wonderful Jumbo Pack Break going on. And there's 2 people in it, Beatrice and Zach. So we need 2 more brave souls to put up their $40 and risk losing $40. All right, and let's see what else. We also have Eric Rodriguez. We took care of that. He said, oh, he wants to be put into the gym break. The gym break. Oh, a gym break. What, like this one? Here's a gym break. Is he talking about this one? He must be talking about this one, because I don't think he wants to be put into the Nintendo gym break, right? All right, so he's popping out of the Call of Legends break, unfortunately. Aw, that's so sad. All right, gym break it is. I think we need to change the gym breaks, because the gym breaks are going to cause, since they're so small and easy. By the way, these cards that are so small and easy in the gym breaks, these could all be Poke Shuffles. I don't even need the gym breaks. Like this one, what is this, 54? That's like, that's like 11 Poke Shuffles. So we don't have to have these at all. This would go straight in the Poke Shuffle. And we have this thing going on where there's a change in the balance on the table, where the other breaks that have more than like 2 spots in them, they just kind of sit there waiting forever. And I can kind of get that. Like, the Pikachu is a really exciting card, but your odds are really low. So why would you want to miss the Pikachu when you have a 50% chance in the Charmander, which is a bit more exciting? But, but it does have a problem then, though, where all the concentration goes into these gym breaks, which are very fast. And you very, very fast, sort of like your instant gratification. You get what you get right away. And so all I can think is, in this price, we should bake in a star card. And that sounds tricky, but I think I have a way to do it. You add $13 to that, and then you fill up a break card, a star card that is split into multiple pieces. Huh? Does that make sense? So for the future, in fact, there's no one in this. I should just do it right now. I should implement that. So it would look kind of like this. Let's see. I'll show you what that looks like. 27 times 2 plus 14 divided by 2, $34. So this will now be $34, but it's going to have a star image on the bottom. Okay. And the person who pulls the Charmander will get the Charmander, and the other person will have to get the star spot. There it is. All right. This is to make sure that the gym breaks don't effectively replace the Poke Shuffle or effectively replace all the other breaks. What do you guys think of that? Maybe we're trying to tell you something. Listen to the customers, mister. I appreciate that people want the instant gratification, but it kind of spoils it too, doesn't it? I think it's very special to be able to have maybe a card that's in the $300, $400, $500 range be a viable break. But if all you've done is concentrated everything down into what's effectively a coin toss, I don't know. I think it cheapens the table in a certain way. I think the table starts to feel kind of, I don't know, very different. What do you guys think? Here we are. All right. Where do I find the prices? Yo, Wade, where's the menu? Oh, is the menu not built? I thought the menu's built. I saved it. Hit refresh. Here we are. It's good to have both, in my opinion. Yeah, I think it's good to have multiple ideas running. We used to have breaks where you could take a card like this, and it'd be like, it'd be a miniature break with $5 buy-ins. And let's say it was $50, and so there'd be 10 spots. So we used to do that. We did all kinds of different things. But you notice all of the breaks back here have a minimum buy-in of $40. This doesn't have to be minimum 40. It could be minimum 5. It could be minimum 10. It could be minimum 20. We do 40 on purpose. That's because we want all of the breaks to have sort of the same exact feel when you miss out of them. And this one doesn't have that feeling. So this card over here doesn't have that. It's actually cheaper than the other breaks. So these are the kind of things that are on my mind at the time. You know, if you wanted a sort of break where you can take a smaller piece and try for a card, we have that already. It's the live customs of the Poke Shuffle. So that's what I'm referring to when I talk about maybe like cannibalizing the rest of the table. Here we are. EV Quest stickers. Like, for example, there's a couple people in here and they're hoping the Greninja goes off one day, but the Greninja is never going to go off if I keep offering like super cheap cards for everyone to go into instead. We are. And so those guys go, oh, what am I sitting in here all day long for? Might as well jump into this Charmander, which is exactly what we are seeing here with Eric. Eric's waited a long time for a particular break to go off, but it's not moving, but these little breaks are moving. So he's pulling out of the big break and going into the little break now. And so that's something for me to think about for the future. Yeah. Let's see. Here it is. There is a lot of slab breaks. Sent for the Hitmonchan. Nice. That says vintage, right? Oh, the Call of Legends Sublist. He was in the Sublist. I see. No problem. Well, let me see that real fast. You took, what, 2 spots? It is. Eric Rodriguez, that's 30. So this is 34 now. We are. I can still take you out of here, though, Eric. Okay, that's going to say 2, 1. So, Eric, you have $30. All right, is the Luffy manga break gone? Oh, no, that's still running. Here it is. All right, 4 and 18. Very nice. Too many breaks running at the same time, huh? Lovely. I want that waifu. Do 50-50 breaks on a coin and call it a coin toss. 50-50 breaks on a coin and call it a coin toss. That's a funny thought, but no, you know, yeah, going back to it, I think breaks should be a minimum $40 buy, and I think that's actually the nature of all the breaks. It sort of forces you to commit more than like $5. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's up, Mr. Sven? What I could do with these coins, though, is I could take them and put them into the Poke Shuffle for people who want the $5 break. All right, let's see. That's fun to talk about, guys. So we're talking about like how a operation can run. Do you have a Machamp coin? Not this time, but you know, very, very close in the future I could, because I have more of these to grade. I don't know if I have a Machamp. They're in these sealed products. I got to open them to know. All right. So Eric, that's going to be $30. This. Here we are. There it is. And this is going to say Eric Rodriguez, $30. Can I see the Luffy manga? Not yet, because he's not here yet. So you'll see this is PSA 10 Monkey D Luffy, OP11 Japanese, manga 41 and 18. What this is a pre-sale card. It basically says the break's available, but he's not here yet. He's on the way. So you can look him up online, though, if you'd like. He's like got big arms or something. He's all swole. Do you have more graded Pokecoins ones, or is this the whole batch? We have more, but they'll be priced up slowly like everything else. So things will be priced up as we go. All right, cool. So Ivan Rodriguez, Gold Mew 29. Gold Mew 29. Dark Gloom. Oh, he's buying a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, hold on. Ponyta 14. Now, the Ponyta 14 already sold. I know that. The Ponyta is already gone. The Gold Mew 29. Now, let me ask you something. These aren't in the Discord server, are they? Dark Gloom. Magmatic 17. Let's start working on this. Charmeleon. He also wants Clefairy. Is it this one right here? No, because he says Clefairy 26. Ear Turtle 24. Ear Turtle. That sounds like War Turtle. Okay, let's try to find this. We got a big order from Mr. Ivan, and he's buying up a bunch of the little slabs. Here we are. Let's see. Zapdos, Charmander. Every time you do a competition-style battle, it sells really good, but you end it every time. Why? There's real reasons why. I've been doing this a very long time, and I understand the math behind it all. It's actually a bad scenario. Here we are. Ah, this is probably it. Very nice. All right. It's the way products get purchased. It's like a river or something like that. And you don't want to create a dam, and we're kind of creating a dam. Let's go fairy ear turtle. The ear turtle. Let's see. Let's see. Here's this. Did he want this? No. Surprised. Do you want the rocket card? Rocket trainer. There it is. Rocket trainer is yours. You didn't want this either? I'm surprised. Oh, here's an interesting break. This is for 3 slabs, $30 buy-in. The baby. Oddish. He didn't ask for Oddish, did he? Ear turtle, he says. Ear turtle, huh? I don't know. Did somebody already buy the ear turtle? I kind of get you. You can feel the speed of things. Here's this. Ah, the Charmeleon. Ah, the ear turtle. Got it. So, okay, so what are we missing? We're missing the Dark Gloom. Dark Gloom. Here's Dratini. Dratini's 19. Dark Gloom. Did somebody already buy the Dark Gloom? I feel like somebody bought the Dark Gloom. I can't remember. Did somebody buy the Dark Gloom? Oh, no, the Dark Gloom might have gone into the thing over here. Is that right? Hold on. Pokey Shuffle. 3 slabs are in that gym break for $30. Yeah, they're all sub 10 though, okay? They're not PSA 10s is what I'm trying to tell you. No, it's not in this box. I didn't see the gloom. Did you guys see the gloom? So let's begin by taking these off the table. He bought these 4 slabs here. You got it, Mr. Ivan. Okay. There it goes. Here's Ivan Rodriguez. Here's Ivan Rodriguez. James said it's in the 3rd slab break. Oh! Haha! Good catch. I didn't think to look in there. I'd have looked all over the place. No, that's oddish. Is it in the 3 slab break is what he was asking. Okay, here we are. No problem. I missed out on the PSA 10 Dark Dragonair first edition on eBay. Sold for $170. What a steal. Pokemon. That's no good. Let's see. All right. Here's Cleffa. Let's see. I don't see the Dark Gloom. I think somebody already bought it. Yep, Dark Gloom's not up here. All right, Dark Gloom's not up here. I didn't put him over here, right? Let me just make sure I didn't put him over here. Hold on, wait. I'll just have pictures of it if I put it over there. So let me check the pictures real fast. Under All Slabs May. Dark Radicate's up there. Okay, no, it's not there. Okay, so we're missing a couple slabs for him. Except for the Rhyhorn coin. Very cool, man. Okay, Rhyhorn, huh? Here it is. Let me set that to the side. Ivan. There was 2 I could not find. Actually, what's this Magmatic 17? He wanted a Magmatic 17 too as well. Look one more time at that. Magmatic. Magnetic? Magmar? I think he's using voice to text to buy the cards. And the voice to text, couldn't be this one, that's a 10. The voice to text doesn't know what he's saying. Here's a Dodrio. Sorry guys, I know this is taking a little while, but Larvitar. I honestly don't know what it is. Magmar? Yeah, it makes me think of Magmar. Did we have a cheap Magmar up here earlier? I don't know. I'll go ahead and create a quick store credit for him. Those might have sold. We were actually selling some of the 9s last night. Ivan Rodriguez. So Darkloom is 18. Magmatic is 17. That equals 35. And then we're missing the Ponita. $14, I think. Ponita. So 35 and 14 is what? 35 and 14, 49. 49. I thought someone bought a Magmar and a Gloom. They might have bought a Magmar and a Gloom. All right, there we go. Thank you, Mr. Ivan. You got a little bit of money. Whoa, what is this? George Bula Harris, Electivire, and shipping. All right, you got it, man. Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome. You know, if you were watching eBay like I was, and I don't know if he's here, but if you're watching eBay, those vintage cards are going to the moon, man. So that is not such a terrible move. I saw the Gold Star Charizard sold for 40, and I saw this Nidoking. See how he used to be 6,000? He just sold for over 6,000 on eBay. Just tonight. Tonight he did. In auction, of all things, in auction. He sold for over 6,000. We are. We are. Let's see. Crazy, right? I'm looking for that XY card for you. Where would I have placed him? Is he in the featured box? He might be in the featured box. Let me just see real fast. New. Where the heck is he? He's not in here. Oh, maybe he's in this other box to the side. Give me a moment. All right. Ah, here it is. Very nice. Lovely. I might ship this one myself. Okay. Because Alexis won't be in. You'll write your name down. Thank you, Mr. George. I like you, George. You bought this outright rather than Cyberway. That's very nice. Speaking of Cyberway, everybody, it's June 1st. That means it's time to finally do repos. It's been like 2 months. This isn't a nice, good. It's in a nice PSA fit sleeve. That's nice. All right. Tossing this away. Mr. George. Grabbing that. George wasn't playing games. George wasn't playing games. That's right. All right. Let's see. Grab this real fast. Okay. And click. So let's go ahead and create him his shipping label. Repo time. We probably won't have time to do repo time tonight, but you never know. Eventually, maybe. Let's see. We're going to jump over here. And we're going to jump in here. Good. We got to look up his address. Also, might as well reset stamps while we're at it. Reset stamps. Okay. Open stamps back up. The mod champs will come. Okay, grabbing this. Got some other coins for you guys if you want them. That Snorlax is probably the most valuable one from the whole return. Okay. We had to start a giveaway for Tammy for the Dragonair. Oops. Okay. That's taking a while. Okay, there we go. Okay. Stamps is opened up again. PayPal is open. And we're going to look up our good friend, Mr. George. Yeah, after tonight, people are definitely going to be looking at vintage cards with more confidence. Okay. And we get this email. Okay. Now, how to ship it? I suppose we'll ship it... I like to do double boxes on really tough cards. Okay. You know, you sell a big card. You really should not waste any money. You should not hesitate to waste money on good shipping. You should use good shipping. All right. And parent. How many coins have you sold? 2. 2 of the coins have sold. Sent in for the Hitmon coin a bit ago. Nice. Now this is going to say... Well, it's not going to say anything because I'm going to ship it, huh? How does that sound? So, Mr. George, if you're watching this on replay or whatever, this will be sent to your home. It'll be required to sign for it. There you go. Therefore, they won't leave it on your front porch. You never know. Something bad could happen. Okay. Oh, now let's zoom out. Nice. It's a bit nicer. So this is now Mr. Jonathan Morris's. Would this be better if we put a sleeve in there with it? Or not a sleeve, I feel like that's not necessary. Actually, I used to have coin sleeves. I wonder where those went. Coin sleeves would be really helpful here. Like this. Okay, so we got your coin. That Dark Dragonair went for 170 in auction. Oops, that's crazy. That's why, you know, auctions, not always the best way to sell, but some people just want their cards to go bye-bye for any price. But everyone's not searching Dark Dragonair, you know? They're just not. Thanks for popping in, Mr. Jonathan. There you go. Jonathan, you think you'd like being a moderator over here? You'd have very important roles of showing up and being like, hey, everybody, what's up? Let's see. All right, and we finished Mr. George's order. I can't believe that. That's a big order, huh? The Waifu Shuffle is a box with a bunch of random waifu cards. You spend $20. You either hit or you hit nothing. Sure, hit me. He said hit me. Let's see. Click. All right. I'll abuse it well. All right. Now you're like a super mod. Okay. We were talking about adding a new moderator, and I was thinking who could be a new moderator. I think John would make a good moderator. We are. Squid Pokemon says 1 Prismatic Evolutions. Obviously, there's a lot of people in our group. There's a lot of people in our group who I think would make good moderators, so it's not a super easy choice necessarily. Hope everyone's doing well tonight. If you haven't done it yet, take a second and smack the like button. Here's this. Oh, very good. A lot of moderators don't actually have to like mute people, ban people, although that does happen on occasion. In particular, if you ever see someone come in and just immediately, like you can usually tell from their username that they're up to no good, they have a nasty username. And if you click on their name, you can see it's an account that was just created, created 10 minutes ago or some stupid thing like that. And then they'll come in and say something nasty. So if you ever see that, you can just delete that right away and ban that person. That's the most modding, banning you probably will have to do. And then after that, most people don't need a lot of moderating. So a lot of the job of the moderator is just to be nice. That's about it. Just be enjoyable to be around. We are. Yeah, being a moderator is pretty easy on this channel. All right. So Squid Pokemon. We are. Ooh, that's not bad. 1 pack, 1 Master Ball Slowking. There we go. Very nice. Mister, can you show the back of that Nidoking? So that is a lovely Nidoking. I think it is my 5th one. Is it my 5th Nidoking? Where'd he go? I just had him, didn't I? Did I put him back into the box? Is he still up on the table? Oh, he's still up on the table. So hold on, this guy's not for sale at that price anymore, okay? Just to let you know, he's not for sale at that price. He looks very good on the back, by the way. Here's Squid Pokemon. He's changed in price because he's sold at a different price and there's none for sale anymore. Squid Pokemon with an SQ. Ugh. He was always really expensive because he's one of the crystal Pokemon from Aquapolis, and those are super impressive cards. But I think I've got 5 of these now. And I think the last time I had him up on the table, nobody really wanted him. So I took him down and I said, I really ought to send him in to PSA and ask them to give him a new holder, to reholder him. But if you give me a minute, I'm going to go try and find... well, Karis is sleeping in that room. I don't think she wants to be disturbed. I was going to say, I'd love to like put all 5 of... I think I have 5 of them. I think I have 5 of these English Nidokings. I was going to put them in a row and it was going to look really impressive, but here we are. I bought them a long time ago. Most of them were purchased for about 2.5 in the past. And they've been selling for, they've been selling around 4 or 5. But yeah, in auction, one just finished like 6.2. Okay. Here's an order from our good friend, Matthew White. Pay off my slab away finally. Yay! Mr. Matthew. Not to be confused with Matthew Orange. CGC 10. Pristine chain. Oh, wait. No, that's the wrong one. Here it is. Matthew White. Brock's Ride-On. Oh, heck yeah, dude. All right, so Brock's Ride-On, which is probably in the box over here. That's a pretty good one. Oh, it's one of these lovely SGCs. Is. Look at the great swirl on the card, too. Perfect. He got this, you ready, guys, for 6 honeys. 6 honeys. Wow. Beautiful. Okay. All right. Slide this over here. The coin, says Tammy. Gosh dang it, why is Dragonair expensive? You know how it is. Dragonair's not too bad. I actually wanted to go higher on Dragonair, but I thought maybe keep it lower for Tammy. But Dragonair and Snorlax are actually good ones. These guys are just kind of like, they're Pokemon. But we like these. These are like fancy. You got like Dark Dragonair. You got Dragonair as a rare in the base set. You got Light Dragonair. It's a good Pokemon. All right, what do we do? Oh, right, the Brock's Ride-On. Here it is. There we go. Ooh. Cross-graded PSA. It's worth the effort. You can certainly send it off to PSA to try to cross it. And if that cross goes through, and I think it has a good shot at that, if it goes through, and don't crack it out, by the way, do a crossover grade. Spend the money, do a crossover grade, okay? Here we are. If they reject it, it's still valued as an SGC 10, so it's still good. But they'll probably accept it. All right, now. It's Matthew. Oh, no. What am I doing here? Oh. I'm working on that coin. I'm supposed to be working on this Ride-On. There we go. Oh, maybe I will. Looks great on the back. I mean, look at the back of it. Looks fantastic. So, yeah, I think you have a shot at a 10 for sure. And I have to agree. I think the PSA slab has more value than the SGC slab. But you get the deals with SGC sometimes, That's how I acquired this guy. You want to see... What did I acquire this guy for? I don't remember. Brock's Ride-On. I thought he was a great card. I thought SGC... People don't love SGC enough. Let's see. So this Ride-On cost me $260. Wow. And he just sold for $600. And he looks really good. And he might actually cross. And if we can look him up now, Jim Ride-On first. Okay, let's see. First edition. There's not even one for sale, is there? We're not even going to find one. Oh, so there is one in Germany for sale for $1,000. Wow, almost double what you paid for it. Pretty good. Pretty good. We are. I would be so stressed cross-grading. No, well, you don't crack it out like you've seen me doing. When I crack them, I'm just regrading. What you want to do is called a crossover grade. That's a service PSA offers where you send it to them and they ask you what's the minimum grade you'll accept. Just set the minimum grade to 10. And then if this doesn't turn into a PSA 10, they'll just send it right back to you as an SGC 10. See? So, and you still got a great looking SGC 10 Brock Ride-On. I think a lot of people agree it's a very strong looking card. It looks really good. You know, that's the move. I could have done that back then, but I was just busy selling. I never tested this one. So this is a good one to test. All right. Great card, man. Mr. Matthew. I would be just as happy to still have this in my inventory. There it is. Oh, I got it. It says Hippofat. Let me have a sip of this. I got my Spindrift drink. Boy, I chug water when we're live. I don't know why. I don't chug water like this when I'm not live. Here's Eradicate. Who doesn't love Eradicate? Okay. What set is that out of? I want that dang waifu. Which waifu? That Sneaker Bunko is out of Sneaker Bunko. Sneaker Bunko Volume 1. It's extremely expensive. We have a nice break going on it. 40, 1 in 15. You can buy into that break for a chance to pull it for $40. It's an extremely expensive set that comes out of. What's this music, man? All right. I don't think anyone goes too crazy for Eradicate. Okay. So now we have an order. Steven, paying down low Tina. You got it. Mr. Steven. Let's see. This comes down to $12.70. Oop. Thank you so much. Mark Valerian, can I get shipping? I believe I have 3 to 4 bags and a couple of slabs. Also a tip for your assistance. No problem at all. Thank you so much for the tip. All right. I'm going to count that tip as a donation because you're not required to give that much. So let's see. The scoreboard, Mark, looks like you gave about $16. It means you are up to 21. Wow, nice. Thanks, man. Okay. So I have 4 boxes of GOMG. Mark, Matthew Castellanos. All right, I don't think you had more bags than that, but I imagine you've got some slabs as well. So you'll require a nice big label, I think. Pricey label. Actually, the donation you made will cover the cost of that whole label now. So that's nice for me. Yeah, because the label costs, I think, $24. It's either 24 or 22, I don't recall. All right, place these over here. Love these Yu-Gi-Oh boxes. They're so nice. All right. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, these boxes are the best. So, Mr. Mark. Oops. Let me grab this. And then we're going to grab a really big box. Ta-da! Ooh, it costs a little more with you. I forget the extra charge. Okay. Costs like $4 more. That's crazy. Did you see the Dexter Resurrection trailer? Dexter, like, isn't he that one TV show where he, like, kills people or something like that? Do you still have that Machamp with the swirl? Machamp with the swirl. I don't have the faintest idea what you're talking about. Machamp with the swirl. Must have been a good one. There we go. Unfortunately, I don't watch that TV show, so I have no familiarity with it. So I have no hype for it. Put this in the middle here. There it goes. All right. We'll be handing that off to Miss Alexis. She gonna have a nice big job with that one. You showed it the other day for $200. A Machamp with the swirl for $200. I have no clue. Okay. So now we have Mr. Devin Simmons, Hitmon coin. Here it is, Devin Simmons. Thank you, Devin. There we are. People overrated vultures. One so bad. Overrated vultures. Who's got an overrated vulture? There we go. Beatrice Moniz, can I please get into the 3-slab gym break? Why, yes, you can. And Beatrice, we now have the jumbo pack break ready to go. How nice is that? That's very nice. Where would I be keeping that 3-slab break, huh? Right here. There it is. So this is a gym break for 3 slabs. Oh wait, we gotta get your little scorecard out. Do you still have the Shining Celebi? I do, but it may need repricing. If it's off the table, it's time to consider repricing it. Here it is. All right. Grab that. Mister, in all honesty, rate yourself out of 10. Not just looks, but like everything about you as a person. Well, it would help to understand what we were rating for, like attractiveness, competence. How about niceness? I don't think I score very high on niceness. I think I'm kind of a jerk. How about honesty or something? I don't know. So you got to be more specific. You can't just, there's too many variables. All right. Rate yourself. Let me jump over here. I don't think the, okay, I'm gonna take this down for now, because vintage cards are going a little crazy at the moment. He fast forward regularly through movies. Automatic 6. Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. He fast forward. Yeah, I can't do it. I gotta hit that fast forward button. I need the Cliff Notes version of the movie. Cliff Notes version. Charmander, char. Here's Dark Mag Cargo. Here's Dark Gyarados Gym Break. So we got Dark Gyarados Gym Break. Out of coolness, nah. I mean, among nerds, I'm probably pretty cool for my Pokemon card collection and successful gaming channel. So among nerds, I do okay probably. But among normal people, you know, men who have like hair on their chest and they build like roads and buildings, they probably think I'm a mega nerd, dude. So I don't know. It depends on the audience. Kindness, not high. You know, sometimes I look in my phone and I see a picture of my wife and I can just see it in her eyes. This is a nice person who couldn't hurt anybody. She's just a good person. There's just something about her that's good. I don't know what it is. She's born good. No one had to tell her to be good. Her parents are nice. My parents were vicious, and I think I'm a little vicious. So I don't think I rank high on kindness. I can do nice giveaways, but that's different from being like kind. Here's personality. Well, what kind of personality? I mean, I think if you sat down and talked with me, I'm pretty interesting. If you wanted to sit down and relax and have a beer, you would not enjoy my company. Looks, I don't know, probably like a 6. I think I'm above average, but not super high above average. And job. Well, the job's a 10 out of 10. I got the coolest job in the world working with you guys. So I've got the best job. All right. But I'm going to die of heart disease eventually from sitting too much. Here's Mr. Abraham Rios. 4 electric breakers. Electric breakers? Wait, Japanese? Yes, 4 electric breakers, Japanese. Dan says, I had a kid. Woo! Congratulations, Mr. Dan. You don't like dogs, so that's -1. No! Listen, I don't hate dogs. I just don't like cleaning up after pets. And so I don't necessarily love cats either, because they're all poopy. We had 2 cats, now we don't. Who do you think was pushing for that? We go to Glory of Team Rocket Japanese. I don't like dirt. I don't like dirt that much. That is what it comes down to. Especially if I think it's making me sick. Here we are. 2 Sneaker Bunkos, Volume 2. Okay. Very nice. I've met very nice dogs before. They're loyal and they're intelligent. They're smarter than cats anyways. And some dogs are very well groomed. Some dogs don't bark too loud, that kind of stuff. Just, all these little nice extra bits to a dog. Some people like really loud dogs. I'm more of a quiet person. Let's see. You just need to replace your chair with an exercise bike. What? You're perfect, says Baz. Blush! All right, here we are. Ooh, very nice. Very nice. I'm 1010 because I'm an alpha male who knows his worth. I saw you from across the room and noticed you were giving off signs of wanting an alpha male. Congratulations, you just met him. I'm a high-value male. I make 3 figures annual, and I'm over 5'6". That puts me in the top 7% of men worldwide. Play your cards right, and you could come home with me and be one of my females. Here we are. What do we got? Cold. Here's, it's Amazenta. Ta-da! Is that funny? Wait, thought that was funny. Here's a Durant. Ooh, very nice. Here's a cold one. Here's, ta-da! Very good. And Togi Kiss. Not the 3 figures. I'm cringing so hard. We are. Let's see. I bring home 6 figures a month. 3 figures. That's 3 figures quarterly. We are. Yes, that is a Casio watch. We are. Very nice. 6 Lego minifigures. There we go. Listen, I'm going to need to know your body count. I know my worth. We are. 2? You've got a body count of 2? Ugh, gross. Wow. I didn't know you were a hoe. Abraham G. Rios. Let's grab this baggie over here. Sorry, but you're all used up. What is everyone's 1 score? We are. Very nice. My weaknesses? I care too much. I work too hard. So you see, my weaknesses are also my strengths. Okay, we got some priced up fresh coins here, guys. Coin time. Hit refresh. Refresh. And, haha! Mr. Jorge Quinones. He says, Terrestrial Festival, let's see what happens. You're looking for a fresh Japanese box of Terra Festival. You got it, man. We need 1 more person in this gym break for 3 slabs. You're so beautiful to me. You're so beautiful to me. Can't you see everything? I hope you're everything I need. Mister just made it home after a 10-day road trip. What? 10 days? Put 5,000 kilometers on my Tacoma. Kilometers? Kilometers. Sorry, I don't speak proper British. And I put 10 kilometers on my vehicle. Very good. There we go. Kilometers. Here we are. You know who's putting some kilometers on their vehicle? Those trucks carrying the drones over to Russia. Did you guys hear about that? Whew. They blew up like 40 bomber airplanes with little cheap drones. That's impressive. Russia is probably kind of unhappy tonight. We are. KM is best. What? All right. I think you're going to need to translate that to American. Well, shucks. Snipping this. Okay. Yeah, there was some stuff in the news today, guys. A couple things, huh? Grab that. And grabbing some of this. Putin Fumin. Yeah. Yeah, I hear he's probably not super pleased with this. Some of those airplanes that got blown up were capable of carrying nuclear warheads. Dang, dude. Not anymore. There we go. McDonald's, heart disease, Burger King. Yes. Wait, what? Actually, I think the U.S. miles in Britain, which I always found weird. Actually, think the U.S. miles in Britain. What? Russia just proving their military incompetence this whole time. Well, or you could say that, oh, is this it? Is this going to... No, it's not. Okay. You could say that. I mean, yeah, I mean, you get snuck up on some... Get snuck up by a couple of trucks full of drones. That kind of sucks. But I don't think it just shows incompetence. I think it shows the changing nature of war. It's all about drones, baby. Drones, drones, drones. Drones all day long. Huge swarms of them, you know. Cheap, fast, hard to stop, full of bombs. You know, you can't shoot them out of the sky. We're going to have like super precise missiles placed everywhere that can detect a drone and shoot it out of the air before it can get close. Like, it's really crazy. Oh, man. I just downed a whole glass of water. Whew. If Russia can't invade Ukraine, I have no reason to be scared of them. In Russia's defense, they are technically fighting NATO, right? Not completely, but they're fighting NATO's money for sure. I mean, they received billions of dollars from America and from NATO because NATO doesn't want to see Russia take Ukraine. And then Russia got help. The Belarusians, the North Koreans. Oh, no, you got Quaxley the duck. Wah! That sucks. It's the money guy. Maybe he'll give you more money and then you can open more Terror Festival. That would work. We can shoot them out of the skies, bro. Why use drones when you got Cobra chickens? Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So drones are the future. You know those airplanes that just blew up? They're outdated machines anyways, you know, when you think about it. They got defeated by simple trucks and drones. Crazy, dude. Here we are. Here's a Vaporeon Master Ball. Okay, so your Master Ball is decent. Master Ball Vaporeon, lovely. That's good. Okay, here's this guy. Yeah, they shot down like 40 airplanes, 40 warplanes in the Russian military. They were just parked there. It was pretty much Pearl Harbor, but with drones. And now we just waiting to see what Russia does because they're probably pretty pissed. They are probably angry. To be honest with you guys, when Trump struck that minerals deal with Ukraine, all I could think was, it's all over now. It's all over. How is Russia going to win now? Because now the U.S. is licking its lips going, all right, I want those minerals. And so I feel like Putin, the moment Trump won, Putin should have ran in, took whatever deal, and then just backed out. Now Trump's got an actual reason to keep fighting. And the Democrat Party already supported the war in Ukraine. So now it's the Republicans and the Democrats on the same side. And I think when you get that scenario, it's very hard to win at that point. You know, because that was what was in trouble over in Ukraine was during the elections, it wasn't really for certain that the Republicans even supported Ukraine. It sounded a lot like if Trump won, he was just going to concede the country over to Putin and end the war and claim he did a big thing. He didn't do that. Now we've got this minerals deal, and I think it's a really bad situation for Putin at this point. He should have accepted a deal early on. That's what he should have done. He should have said, like, hey, yeah, give me anything. I'm going to back out now. It is. All right. So I think that was a mistake on his side. We are. He stayed in. You know, because Putin can end the war any day now. He can end it any time he wants. All he has to do is withdraw. That's all he has to do. He can end it any time he wants. But now he's lost all these airplanes. It's like, well, you better keep attacking. You got a fat bag, dude. I read an article on how cheap drone explosives are draining weapon budgets by having expensive defense systems counter them. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, the drones are, they're brand new, man. They changed the game a lot. Is there a room up here? Yeah, there's a room up there. Okay, good. You guys better get ready to learn how to fly your drone pilot planes. Because when we all get drafted, we'll just be flying little drones around with joysticks. We are. There we go. Should we send $50 billion to Israel? I have no clue about the Middle East stuff. You got one group, hates the other group, and I don't want to be part of that. I don't like even taking a side on that stuff. I actually agree with Donald Trump that we should just get peace as soon as possible. That's the best outcome. Peace as soon as possible. There we go. That's it. That's all. Pretty much those are my only thoughts on Israel at this point. Peace as soon as possible. There we go. All right. Okay, here's Mr. Julian Zamaripa for the Nintendo Ace of Spades. Ooh. Yes, so this is a clever Ace of Spades. It is a Pokemon card. Check it out. Check out the back of it. Lily. Ah. Very nice. Let's see. Now Hamas isn't good either. Do not get me wrong. Palestine being recognized as an actual country and not a UN observer. Here we are. Let's see. Yeah, that place is a mess. Let's grab this. I'm like Switzerland, to be honest, a little bit. I love Switzerland. I love the idea of Switzerland. They got a sweet deal in Switzerland. Switzerland says, well, hold your gold. That's about it. That's all Switzerland does. They say, oh, that's too bad. We'll hold your gold if you'd like. God, they got a sweet setup over there. That's very smart. Of course, you could argue that them being able to act and live that way only exists because the bigger countries around them take care of business. You know what I'm saying? So being able to play pacifist only works as long as everyone else kind of takes your place and plays a role in the world. Like every country couldn't be pacifist. All right. So the rest of it to slab away. $25 to slab away. You got it. Let's see. 114 minus 25. Oops. Let's try that again. 89. Boom. All right. Ain't playing pacifist work during World War II, though. It wasn't going to work, right? Didn't Mustache Man have a plan to invade Switzerland eventually? That was in his plans, was to eventually, but they were like last on the list. But they actually built a bunch of secret bases in their own mountains during World War II, didn't they? The Swiss did. They built these secret mountain bunkers with like mortars and everything. And now you can go see those there like as a museum. And they might actually still be in operation, some of them. Some of them might actually still be used for stuff. But they built like some defenses in the mountains. It's very interesting to watch. I watched like a documentary on that. Here's Abraham G. Rios battling Beatrice. You got it. Gym break. America's existence grants many their ability to sit on the sideline. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You can sit on the sideline when a bigger country comes in and kind of settles things. You go, I don't want to do it. Somebody else do it. This fresh card, maybe? Did you already have a card? I don't know if you did. I need to write dates on these cards for real. There's an Ivan Rodriguez. All right, new card. Okay. Ready? Ta-da! I hate Mustache Man, as everyone should. Apparently not Kanye. Oh my God. Abraham G. Rios. And we're going to grab this and this. Good. All right. People are very wrapped up on that subject in the Middle East, the war. They are very, very focused on that. And you had in the news recently the guy who was like setting people on fire in like Boulder, Colorado. Holy dude. If he had just opened Pokemon cards instead, he'd still be a free man with the clear conscience. Yo. Let's see. If he wants to do something like that, he should go enlist in that military. Do it over here when no one's doing that kind of stuff. You're just going to not be very effective, you know what I mean? All right, here we are. All right. Kanye, because of his statements, is basically not allowed to visit Europe anymore. Crazy, dude. Yeah, that's some wild stuff. All right, here goes. You ready? Good luck. Boom. Oh, picking up Gyarados. Gyat! Oh, he's got an energy card. You're in trouble. What's he going to pull? Double energy card. Let him stack. It's Clamperl. He's still lost. 40 HP to Clamperl brings Clamperl up to 100. Oh, my gosh. First round goes to Beatrice. Sorry about that. That sucks. All right. Articuno 120. Kind of a lower number, actually. And, yep. All right. Second round goes to Abraham. All right. This could end either way. No. When I put my hands down, it's that nice. You can see the Pokemon. Okay. Switch. Oh, Beatrice is winning this. You ready? So now we hand out your Pokemon. Articuno, 110. And now Beatrice's Pokemon. Oh, she doesn't even need to use the switch. She's got Garchomp. That's the end. It goes to Beatrice Moniz. There it is, everybody. Was that fun? Did you guys like that? Not the clam. Yeah, that clam's been handing out L's to everybody. It's really funny, actually. Need a tally for every time Clamperl ends someone. Yeah, that Clamperl's crazy, dude. Okay. Not the card you want to see. Sorry, Mr. Abraham. And Beatrice, you're now up to 5. Oh, very good. Okay. He got banned from the UK and New Zealand because of lyrics on one of his earlier albums. Wild. Toss it over there. All right. Abraham G. Rios. Abraham G. Rios. All right. Abraham, you know, I would love to buy a home in Switzerland one day and open up a vault in Switzerland for Pokemon cards. You know how much of a dream come true that would be? If I opened with my own money a professional vault service and it was in Switzerland outside of, you know, all these other countries, that would be so cool. Bank in Switzerland, Pokemon Bank. Man, that would be so freaking cool, man. All right. Maybe I could maybe I can move to like a no-tax state and just sell Pokemon cards for 30 years. And then when I'm like, you know, 50 whatever, 60 whatever, I could cash out my entire collection and all my savings and begin a vault in Switzerland. Pokemon card vault. Swiss Pokemon card vault. That would be so sexy, dude. All right, maybe the Swiss government would help me. I don't know. Here's Matthew White. If it's still available, can I slap away the Beckett 9 Dark Machamp you had for sale the other day? I think he's gone. Oh, I know what you're talking about. He is gone. There's a different one over here, though. Now I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's all you needed to say, that it was Dark Machamp. So we still have this lovely 8. Now, don't discredit this one. He's in a beautiful tag slab. He's only 1 grade lower, but he's much cheaper. He's only 66. And then on top of that, he has a half swirl by his arm. So you're only like $26 away from owning this guy right here, and he's pretty good. So, would you be interested in this Dark Machamp? Let me know. I'll write you down for $40. I won the 3 slab break. You wrote the wrong name. Did I really? Wow, I'm a dummy, dude. I did. I wrote the wrong name on all 3 of them. Oh, what a waste of sleeves. I thought Beatrice win. Beatrice did win. Sorry about that, Beatrice. I'll fix that. By the way, here's another gym break. So we got this guy, we got this guy, and that one's over. I'm sorry. I'll never get the obsession with the swirls. No, I get it, though. The swirls add like a level of figuring to the slab, and it's a small, you know, detail, and yet, if you've got one with a swirl and one without a swirl, over time you go, well, I want the one with the swirl. And all of a sudden that translates into dollars. Like, how many dollars is that swirl worth? I don't know, 40 bucks. Well, what if it's some mega slab? Maybe it's worth $1,000. You know, what if that swirl is the difference on your Shining Gyarados first edition? Well, now it's started to really make a difference. So I get it. Oops. It's this chaotic part of your slabs figuring, your cards figuring. And so, while many people would be just as happy to own a PSA 10 of a card with no swirl, if they have an option between the two, they might spend a little extra to get the swirl. Some people, I think, would pay a lot extra. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's a small, unique detail, exactly. Ooh. By the way, I think I'm supposed to have some pricier slabs to sell you tonight, guys. Forgot about this. I was pricing up my PSA collection today to see what my value of the collection was. I believe I learned I was supposed to start some new cards for sale. So, like this one right here. Okay. So this is Umbreon PSA 10. And we're going to go ahead and get this card started. Are you ready? So this card's now for sale. How much for the Blockbuster promo? Really affordable. The Blockbuster promo is a $17 card that I just sell raw. I have hundreds of them because at one point I bought them all. There's still more out there. Actually, is it still 17? I haven't looked it up in a while. Hold on, let me look it up just to make sure. Let me look it up. Pokemon Tops promo Mewtwo. Mewtwo. Oh, he might be a bit more expensive now. Is he a bit more expensive? Let me check sealed. I have the sealed one, right? Oh, he's gone up in price. Yeah, so... No, wait, here's one. Yeah, but he's just got one of them. So it looks like it's going to be a $20 card from now on. That's good. It means they're going up in price. How many does this guy have for sale, I wonder? Just 3. Oh, yeah, so the market's really dried up on those. So that's a card that's traveling up in price, the Mewtwo. So they're for sale for $20, and they're no longer 17. You got me checking. Don't let me check, okay? Don't let me check prices. If you think my price is too low, just buy it without asking. We are. Especially nowadays. Nowadays, everything just keeps moving. Okay, give me a moment here. All right, we've got a break for this Umbreon. This is the Prismatic Umbreon. We're doing a 1 in 16 break on it. What should we call this? I know what we're calling this. We're going to call this the Half Moon Break. We're going to take this owl back down because nobody jumped into the owl for the moment. So he's easy enough to take down. Okay. All right. The Hippo Break. Yes, we're calling it the Hippo Break. Did Matthew White mention if he wanted this? I don't think he did. I'll take the tag one. Oh, there you go. Okay, very good. So, Mr. Matthew, I'll set this to the side for you. I think you're $26 short on it. Very close. Yeah, in a way, I feel like that's the better deal. The Machamp, the tag Machamp. I think he's the better deal. All right. So we've had a nice busy night so far, but now we have nobody in the queue. There's nobody in the queue at all. So that means I get to work on things. First of all, I'll point out to you guys, we have this wonderful jumbo pack break, and it is up to 2 spots. So we're waiting on 2 more people to join us, and then we're going to have a little fun with it when it goes off, right? What's fun about the jumbo pack break is it includes a lot of kind of like random packs almost, but it also includes packs that aren't even on the menu. So that's really fun. You can get packs here that I don't list on the menu. So here they all are, priced at their menu price, and then just add it up. Like these 2 aren't on the menu. You got a Mewtwo promo, okay, OP12, GI Joe, This guy, he's not on the menu. This isn't on the menu. Got 2 packs of Rocket. It's got some Disney cards here. Carddass, really cheap stuff. Amiibo, Harry Potter, Metazoo, and Steam Siege. So this round will have a lovely Steam Siege pack in it. There we go. Think of it like a large premium collection, the TCC Premium Collection break. No company swapped to the Pride colors. This is the year you can put on rainbow colors. That's it. I'm ready to show my pride. Yeah, corporations didn't do that, huh? That's very fascinating. I wonder why that is. What are these? Oh, we got to put these back in. All right. I'm very proud of my Pokemon cards. We're going to hit refresh. They don't want to anger overseas buyers. There we are. Mr. Matthew White. Thank you, Mr. Matthew. So we also have to take care of Mr. Raul Mendoza. I can't find you in Venmo. Oh, can anyone who uses Venmo give him advice? Yes. Can't find me in Venmo. What do you guys do to find me in Venmo? I think we threw away Raul Mendoza's card because he had emptied it out. So he's going to get a fresh card now. Okay, that's another commission sale. The commission cards are very cool because they allow me to offer cards I wouldn't otherwise offer. Do you have the Topps X-Men box near you, or is it in the shipping area? It would be behind me on the shelf. Are you interested in opening that tonight? All right, $48 for this. Okay. Matthew White. Can the market keep absorbing all these new chase cards every year? I think so. I think it's because people actually go to work, earn money, and then they have money to spend. Not only do I think that they can absorb quite a few chase cards, I think if Pokemon slowed down, you would just see modern cards become unbelievably expensive, and then everyone would cry about it. They'd be like, who? Think of the children! I actually had a conversation like that with the guy on Instagram. I was just kind of being lighthearted and maybe teasing a little bit, and he just kind of went off. He was mad because, oh, all these Pokemon card guys are stopping the children from being able to buy packs. I was like, well, what about you? You collect cards. So he didn't like that. So I probably shouldn't have said that, though. But yeah, he was really concerned about the children. And all I could think is, like, you contacted me because you wanted to buy Pokemon cards for me. It's like, the problem isn't the children. The problem is that adults buy Pokemon cards because that's what we do. That's what adults want. And, you know, so I found that conversation very interesting. I found it interesting because, you know, I think there are people out there that want to say the Pokemon cards are for the children and therefore, you know, adults shouldn't be buying them. You got these fat guys in their gym shorts standing in line at Walmart and GameStop and the kids can't get any. There's a shortage problem. But I really don't think that means adults can't collect Pokemon. I mean, that's what's going on. It's adults collecting Pokemon. This is an adult activity at this point. Adults love collecting. They collect baseball, soccer, football. Some adults grew up nerds and they collect Pokemon. That's how it is. Like, what do you want to do about it? But I told them, I said, the whole problem is solved if Pokemon just prints more cards. Bada bing, bada boom. There you go. That's my thoughts on it. Pokemon just needs to print more cards. Problem solved. And I have a feeling like Pokemon's not making the investment in printers that they should. Pokemon should take their profits and instead of giving it out to like shareholders, which they probably do, they should take those profits and buy new printers so that they can print like a larger capacity when they need to. All right. Trump, I think, is pro-LGB. There is some groups that campaign for him. Yeah. There's that clip of him saying, where are my gays for Trump? What the... Beatrice Moniz, aloha, mister. Can I get a spot in the Umbreon break? Yes. Here it is, the Umbreon break. That's the lucky Umbreon break. Okay. We have a new break on the table. It is Umbreon. Let's see. Looks like I don't have a moon bag. No way he said that. He said, where are my gays for Trump? He was at some kind of gay party or something like that speaking, and there were a bunch of gay guys hanging around, and he said that, and then he said, "You don't look very gay." And it was a clip that went viral on TikTok, and that was very funny. It is. It is. But I don't think they consider him, I don't think the majority of gay people consider him like an ally of their group or movement. I think it's just a specific niche group of the Republican Party. Invest in printers for the purpose of quality control. Yes, exactly. Here's my thoughts. They must be making a lot of money. And the problem is there's too many cards in the secondhand market because it's too hard to get a hold of them because the demand is too high. So they just need to print more and be able to give Walmart as much as it needs to take care of everybody. And then when, people can't empty the shelves at Walmart anymore, like let's say there's a whole freaking aisle of Walmart booster packs and it's just full to the brim. Like you can't empty it because there's so much of it. They got 20 pallets of it in the back. 20 pallets in every Walmart of Pokemon booster boxes. They're like, here you go, here's a booster box for you and for you and for you. When they do that, scalpers are gone. There's just nothing left. They can't. They have to compete with Walmart's prices now, and just about all of them can't do that. Just about all of them cannot compete with Walmart's prices. And then the whole problem is solved. The poor kids, they'll finally get their Pokemon cards. You and me, you'll get your Pokemon cards. I'll get my Pokemon. It'll be fine. Pokemon never prints enough. They print too small of an amount, and then everyone's just like tripping over themselves trying to get some before they have to pay double price for a retail product. And yeah, but it feels like Pokemon never announces like, hey guys, don't worry, this won't happen in the future because we know you're not all 50% of you guys aren't going to suddenly disappear. So don't worry, we're building new printing warehouses, and in the future we'll have lots of product. They don't say anything like that. All they need to do is have enough product at launch instead of doing all these reprints. Have enough product at launch, and people won't think of it like a scalper product anymore. They don't do that, so what can you do? All right, let's see. Mr. Victor, use credit, PSA slab protector, and Weiss Frieren box. Open the X-Men box. Okay, let me think. Okay, so store credit. Oops. Here it is. And it says here you got $26. And I'm guessing you're using all this. So that's $0 now. Okay. PSA slab protector. I have to write that down in your bag. So I put it on your bag, slab protector. Weiss Frieren box. Okay. So I think my eBay account says I should have 5 of those left. Let me see. Those are listed on eBay. eBay has been gobbling my Frieren boxes. They have been gobbling them up. They're gobbled. eBay will liquidate your stuff for you all day long while you lay around. Before this stream was even live, I'd sold 7 items that I was liquidating on eBay. Yes, it says I have 5 boxes left. Okay, good. So now I can go grab that and the X-Men box. I'll be right back. All right, so we got, let me grab that top box. Okay. Whew. There we go. Let's get started. If they massively reprint, they would have to drop their prices a bit and risk not having the FOMO aspect to it. I don't know. That's the solution, is to print more. That's the solution. It's too easy to scalp. It is. They don't have enough product, so they need to make more product. Problem solved. There we go. Same with like Nintendo consoles. What's the trick? Well, the trick is to just have more printed. Tossing that. All right. For our friend, Mr. Victor. Like the stream, TCC gang. Hit that like button for me. There we go. Here we are. Very good. All right. Scooby-Doo. So, this is like a fresh case, and eBay has gobbled most of the boxes off the top of the case. So hopefully there's a signature down on the lower level of the case. There's officially 6 boxes left after this, okay? All right, this is all fresh. This. Liquidating these sets until I have less and less and less. And get ready to move. Oh, yeah. There. Here's a holo. And here's another holo. Oops. And this guy with the green eyes. Ooh, lovely eyes. Okay. Here's a holo. Here's a holo. Here's a holo. That's a holo. That's a holo. We opened so much Frieren when it first came out. It was nuts, dude. We opened tons of this product. All right, looks like this box is going to be no bueno on the signature. There we go. It's Girthy Cucumber. Hello, Girthy Cucumber. All right. Very nice. Let's sleeve this. And let's sleeve this. I also think that Resident Evil 4 Remake and Elden Ring Shadow of Erdtree shouldn't have been in the discussion. Mr. China has banned crypto. I thought China already banned crypto. I thought that already happened. When did they ban it? You're saying they banned it again? I swear they already banned it. So if that was news, what does the crypto markets look like? Bitcoin's at 105. That's not bad. All right. Now, the X-Men. Ooh. This is also for our friend, Mr. Aovic. I don't think I have it back. They were super pro-crypto. What? No, they weren't. No. I don't believe you. Okay. I lost a lot of money on this X-Men product when it sold. I paid so much for this just for it to lose me hundreds of dollars. Pretty bad. Expedition 33 looks like game of the year. I played some of the Expedition 33. I just thought it was another game. It is. I didn't think it was game of the year. Felt like I actually stopped playing because I got bored. This felt like every turn-based Final Fantasy ripoff ever. And the music, there was too much of it. Oh, la, shoo, shoo, you know, that running in the background 24 hours. La. You couldn't get away from that music, man. The music just played constantly. But I made it out of the first stage and into the second stage after the shipwreck or whatever. And I was like, I'm done. How much did you play of it? Yeah, I got off of the wherever it is their home world was, where I guess the painting lady is killing them or something. Then into the shipwreck area, and then out of the shipwreck area into stage 2. And I was like, yeah, I've played this before. I've played the game before. Mr. Has No Patience. Hey! Stop diagnosing me, Tammy. It's Dr. Tammy. You are? Ooh, lovely. Played too many games. I was, I wasn't getting that 5-second attention span TikTok level of dopamine, so I said, I can't play this anymore. Story is great, and honestly, a better story than any of the Final Fantasies. Now, see, that's probably the problem. I hate stories. When I play a video game, I try sometimes to get into the story, and then I inevitably get right out of it. I go, I'm out. Can't stand it. We are. One of my favorite games of all time to this day is Dark Souls 3. And there was like sort of a story, but it was like baked into the game. They didn't actually play a lot of game cutscenes. Like it wasn't like a clear story. And to this day, it's still one of my favorite games. I didn't need to know why anything was the way that it was. All I needed to do was get good, and that was it. Loved that game. We are. Let's see, Masters. I don't mind games that virtually have no stories. Ooh, here we go. You got to dig for FromSoft's story. Yeah, they did a very good job with that. I don't know about Elden Ring. I didn't get excited for Elden Ring's story. Here it is. But Dark Souls, there's a little bit, there's like concepts. There's like a feel, you know what I mean? But yeah, Elden Ring, I was like, I don't care. This is too much. Even Elden Ring, that story was too much story. And they definitely did not spoon feed it to you. And I was like, I'm out of here. Elden Ring is an absolute masterpiece. I like Dark Souls 3 way better than Elden Ring. Elden Ring gets like, I've had a lot of time to think about this. Elden Ring's a solid 7. Dark Souls is like a 10 for me. Here we are. I literally will question if you're insane if you don't shed a tear or 4 during the course of 33. I guarantee you, not a single shed will come out of me, or not a single tear will be shed out of me. And then I will be like, yawn. Oh no, she died, not the person he loved. Oh no. Not his mom and his dad. Oh no. And she was just waiting for him. Oh no. Here it is. All right. Tearjerker stories are all the exact same psychological like roots. So they just go right to the same basic root concepts of like, self-approval, maybe parental approval, maybe like loyalty or like innocence. It's all the same stuff. It's always the same stuff. You're playing a couple archetypal, problems. It's Jesus' story or something like that. I'll die for everyone else. It's all the same. And you go, oh, another story. How slow will this one be? Character walks on screen from the left corner. Walk, 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 walk. Maybe we should just keep going. I don't want to keep going. This is too hard. Don't you see? Everyone you know is dead. I love Tekken 8. Is X-Men sold out? Yeah, it's sold out real fast. People bought this up super fast. Here's the Sentinels. Ooh. All right. Digging for the lore is why I love FNAF. I wonder if we'll ever get Fallout 3 or New Vegas. Ooh, Fallout. I think my top 10 games... Let me try and do a top 10 games. I know Dark Souls 3 is definitely one of them. Dark Souls... It's definitely one of my favorite games of all time. Dark Souls 3... Advanced Wars, Halo Wars. I actually played StarCraft for a while and I was getting better at it. And I still preferred Halo Wars. I thought Halo Wars was more exciting because of its simplistic nature made it so that you had to be exceptionally good with fewer pieces. Kind of like almost like how Mario can be sophisticated and simple at the same time. You are Mr. Sinister. I played a couple of the real-time strategy games. I played Command and Conquer, I think it was called. And that one was really interesting because you could just build anything anywhere, and it was really stupid. I didn't like that one at all. StarCraft was way better though. StarCraft, you could tell, was the real deal. It was super complicated. There was there was clearly going to be a lot of different combinations of attacks you could use to win. And there was like 20 different units, and they were all really sophisticated. So I thought that one was probably the brainier game. And then Halo Wars was very streamlined. And somehow that just made it the most fun. It was very simple, very streamlined, and I like that one a lot. Also, I just like the Halo motif, Imagine if they made a Halo Wars and it was as difficult as StarCraft, but it still had, like, Halo characters in it. That would be so satisfying. I tried to play Halo Wars 2, and that was terrible. I thought Halo Wars 2 lost all of the fun feeling that Halo Wars 1 had. But that's a top 10 game for me right there, definitely. Gears 3, that's a top 10 game. Gears 3, Halo Wars, Advanced Wars, Dark Souls 3. I don't know, probably some others. We are. Another home run for FromSoft. Shadow of the Erdtree was such a good value. Dark Souls 3 is up there, but top 10, I don't know. It's top 10 for me. Dark Souls 3, it's close to number 1, actually. For me, Dark Souls is very close to number 1. He's probably like top 5 or top 3 for me, Dark Souls. I haven't played a game that had such a good, strong sort of like feel to it. It wasn't just like the combat or like, it went beyond just like good mechanics. It was the actual full feeling of it. Like the first time, and I'm not just talking Dark Souls 3 in its by itself in a vacuum. Like we're assuming you played the earlier titles too. And so it's the whole rolling effect of this immense, unique feeling that From Software had built up over the years. And it was almost like the finale. It was a terrific finale to it all. And you have to play the 2 DLCs for Dark Souls as well. The final DLC, just amazing. And the soundtrack, again, just an amazing soundtrack. We could actually play that soundtrack here because it's a video game soundtrack. So we could play it in the live stream if we wanted. 31 out of 97, a birthday to remember. You're getting a kiss from Jubilee. I'd remember that. All right. Dark Souls 3 was not as good as Elden Ring. Hands down, no competition. I played Elden Ring, and I'm sure there are people who are really, like, they prefer it. But there were some major changes from Dark Souls to Elden Ring that I just did not appreciate. Besides the fact that they changed like some of how the weapons played so that it felt almost like there was less weapon variety. One of the biggest changes of all was the open world concept. I instantly hated it. It gets a whole point off in my brain just for that one thing. I don't like open world concept games at all. There are some people who do like open world concept. I hate open world. I hate it. Like if you remember Dark Souls 1, part of the fun of Dark Souls 1 is you got this really calm, peaceful, somber, but sort of also sad, like macabre and morose, whatever term you were going to come up with. It's got this sort of sad, macabre feeling to it. And then there's just a few directions you can go. You don't get a whole open world. There's just a few directions you're allowed to go in the game. And so it's like a puzzle or like a Rubik's Cube that you're sort of, you're peeling the pieces apart. You're trying to figure out what direction to go next. And it doesn't fully hold your hand, but it also doesn't force you to go one direct pathway. So this is what made Dark Souls 1 just feel excellent, you know, but it was ultimately, it is linear. Ultimately, it is linear. It's like, ooh, here we go. Voice actor auto card featuring Lawrence Bain voicing Executioner. Darn, we need to get Wolverine or something. Oh, he's so tough. Whoa. Great pull, man. You got a lovely signature out of the box. I think there were only 2 signatures out of the box, and you got one of them. There it is. Open world is some of my least favorite games. Yeah, exactly. And by the way, and you know, part of the problem as well, there's something there. There it goes. All right, we got it. Part of the problem as well, some of the bad guys in Elden Ring were clearly just a copy and paste from the previous titles, and it started to feel a bit repetitive that way. It also felt easier than Dark Souls 3 was, maybe because I'd gotten better at the game, but they should have accounted for that and made it more difficult as a result. And there was just a lot of small nitpicky things. I think the biggest problem of all with Elden Ring is while it was very beautiful, it was no longer sad, it was no longer depressing. You didn't feel like this was this post-apocalyptic world with the universe coming to an end, like the sun was failing or something like that. So there was this whole shift in feeling toward being just sort of like mysterious, you know? And I didn't like that shift. I thought that they gave up something that they had a very good, strong, unique grapple hold on with the Dark Souls series. Something that no one else was doing very well. They were doing it very well. And they didn't want to keep doing it maybe. Maybe they were bored with it. I wasn't bored with it. I thought it was fantastic. All right. Very nice. Bruh, not sad. Let's see. Messed of the theme be sad. A family got torn apart literally. There we go. Very nice. Okay. And very good. Ta-da! And we'll see this up as well. Did not like the ending for Assassin's Creed Shadows. Oh yeah, how did that game do ultimately? I heard that game had a lot of problems because of the sort of arguably like the historical semi what would you say? How would you how would you talk about this subject? So it was a controversial subject because it was like he's the black samurai in feudal Japan, and this is how it was, or something like that. So it's a fantasy game, but there was a bit of historical liberty taken with the writing, and people kind of got super angry over that. And so I think that game was suffering. It probably didn't get as many sales as it might have otherwise gotten, right? We are. All right, TheCardconomist, one big bag. I haven't played Mirage. Shadows will go down as one of the worst Assassin's Creeds yet. So what did Ubisoft do as a result? Is Ubisoft, they're still good financially? Because I'd heard that they had trouble also with the Star Wars game too. And that investors were super pissed off about that. We are. I never really followed up on any of that stuff. Okay, now you've got that protector as well. Wow, thanks for the big order, man. TheCardconomist. How much should I send to ship the bag and the commission slabs? The bag and the commission slabs. Oh, I see, because the commission slabs add a little bit of weight to it. Yeah, actually, that's a fair question. Let me see how many are left over. That is something to look into. Most of the time, with the commission slabs, they just sell through. But this time, we might be sending a couple home. I think it was hard to move those SpongeBob cards. Wouldn't you agree? All right, let's find out what you had real fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are for sale, guys, if you want one. Last chance. Because he's shipping them right now. Or maybe shipping them right now, I don't know. Star Wars Outlaw. Is that the name of it? Yeah, you're right. There's a decent chunk of them. Honestly, it's very similar to other shipments. If you got this extra heavy shipment, I would say $5 would cover it. Yeah, these are additional. These are additional to your shipping. So I'd say $5 should cover this chunk. Not my Umbreon. You'll keep the Umbreon behind here? Oh, it's not your Umbreon, is what you're saying. I noted. I saw it. Saw Anthony. Caleb, Tammy, Caleb, Anthony, Tammy. These will go back up on the table eventually in a big rotation. Anthony, Caleb, Tammy, LA, Tammy. La Flame. I still got quite a few cards to sell for Mr. Anthony. Okay, let's see. Can't believe it's Monday already. Yeah, it do be that way. I blame Tammy. Tammy did this to us. How could you, Tammy? Okay. Looking for any more AVAX here. Whoa. Sliding out of my hands here. Whoa. Can't hold it all. All right, so Anthony, Yolan, Anthony, Tammy. So I got a nice chunk of slabs to still sell for others, but I believe we've gotten all of yours out. All right. Stacking these up kind of nice. My favorite part of Valhalla was taking what his name's girl the second they broke up, LMFAO. What's this one? Okay. All right, there we have it. Good. So here we have them all pulled out, Mr. AVAX. And anytime you want to ship these, just toss an extra $5 in with the normal shipping, okay? I'm going to place these behind me so that they stay ready in case you want to do that right away. All right, so those are behind me now. And now let's finish writing this up. Okay. I forgot everyone home at lunch Friday and stayed to get my 8 hours. Half my work is already done. Nice. TheCardconomist. One PSA display. We call them displays. You can call them protectors, displays, whatever you want. Okay, thank you so much. Let's get you into this box. All right, guys, that was a big order. It's all completed now. All completed. How about a new slab up on the table? What else we got over here? Anything interesting? We got this dark wheezing. We had a hollow dark wheezing go up. Huh, wonder if those should be paired together. Here's another 10 Charmanders. So that's nice. This poor 8 Eevee. It's an 8 Eevee. For my order, can we pick out a waifu card for a new battle card and replace the boring old one? The new battle card. What are you talking about? There's a waifu battle card? Is there a waifu battle card? I didn't even know there was one. I can see that there's a Gyarados. It is. I don't see a waifu card up here. It is. Oh. The ones you said you're going to encapsulate after it fills. Now, I'm very confused. You'll have to give me a lot more details to help me understand what you're referring to. All right. It's probably really simple, but I'm confused. Eevee first. Rocket. Oops, I typed in Weavy. We want Eevee. And then we want the cheapest one. What is this music, man? This music's terrible. All right, so this Eevee's going to be $22. I'm saying for my order, I ordered a box of Nikke. The Chansey one you showed, you said we can pick a custom one. Oh, you want to create a custom scorecard? Is that what you're talking about? A custom scorecard? All right, let's see. Now, the trick with that one is it doesn't get encapsulated until after 100 gym breaks. That was the trick with that one, okay? I downloaded 33 Immortals by mistake. Oh my gosh. All right. Whew, what a big one. Now we've got an order from Mr. Martinez Returns. Terra Festival Fresh Box. Is that right? That's the second one you ordered, right? Let me just make sure I'm not reading that wrong. Yep, that's the second one. All right, let's do it. So hot. Another box of Terra Festival. Jonathan, you know what else is a masterpiece of a game that people sleep on? Square Enix Guardians of the Galaxy game. There we go. All right. You know a game I really liked when I was younger? RuneScape. And one of my favorite things to do in RuneScape was play around in the Grand Exchange. I would sit there trading items, and I became super, super, super rich without even playing the game. I was just doing the Grand Exchange every day. There we are. All right, Mr. Martinez. Super duper rich, and I never forgot it. Kids should be forced to try and do that to learn how money works, to learn how markets work. It was so educational. RuneScape music. You want some RuneScape music? Is there a RuneScape? Let me see this. RuneScape synth? Old RuneScape, synth wave, retro wave. All right, let's give it a try. I don't know. I recognize some music, but it doesn't sound that good. Here, let me try this sea shanty. It's okay. You kind of just want to listen to the original one, don't you? All right. What the hell? Return to RuneScape. Nostalgic playlist. Oh man. All right. I don't know. I can only listen to the RuneScape soundtrack so many times doing this stream before it drives me insane. This. You want to type in OSRS music then, mister? Do I? Did you actually do any gameplay other than that in RuneScape, though? Because you didn't experience the game. Yeah, what happened was, when I was really, really young, I played the oldest version that I remember of RuneScape was when all the characters were actually 2D. And it was AOL, and it was dial-up. So you had AOL, you logged into AOL, and then you opened up RuneScape, and then you had to play this in the morning because people needed to use the telephone, and you get a lot of trouble if you played in the middle of the daytime. So you played late at night, and you played early in the morning. We had a computer downstairs in an office room, just cold computer and a small wooden chair. And we'd get on one of those big tube computers, and that connected to the internet, and I'd be playing RuneScape for hours. And I leveled that character up to a level 100, and then I sold it on eBay like an entrepreneur. Sold my level, it was like level 99 or something, I don't remember. So I had this character that had leveled up. It had like a 99 strength, 99 defense, 99... It was what? It was strength, something, in defense, wasn't it? Strength, attack, and defense, wasn't it? And so I just leveled him up a ton, and then I sold him, and I made like $100-something on eBay, and I thought I was a freaking genius. This was before eBay banned doing that, by the way. eBay didn't ban it till a little later. And so then I made another character, and at some point, RuneScape went through some updates, and they had RuneScape, new RuneScape, which I thought was horrible, by the way, 3D RuneScape, which we now call old school RuneScape, and I thought it was the dumbest update ever. I was like, this is horrible. I thought it was so, like, it was so much worse than the way the classic RuneScape looked. I really preferred the old style. And so after that update, the game had kind of been ruined for me a little bit. But then a little bit after they did the old school RuneScape, eventually they add something to the game called the Grand Exchange, and I start playing around with that immediately. So I was already pretty familiar with the game. Ooh, here we go. Oh, yeah, you got Roaring Moon. Very nice. One of my favorite cards. Loving this card. Wow, looks fantastic. I own 2 of these. Oops. All right. Sold it on eBay. What did you... Well, we tried to do this later. Like, I tried to create characters where I was going to level them up and sell them on eBay. But then, not too long after I sold my first character, eBay actually banned doing that. Because they said it was against, like, the licensing from Jagex. Jagex did not allow it, so eBay didn't allow it. And so you couldn't do it anymore, and they were cracking down on that kind of behavior. But, you know, so that wasn't before I sold my first one, and it was really nice. And Grand Exchange, I thought it was really fascinating, because I would go collect items like bones or something, and you could sell that on the Grand Exchange for a little bit of money. It was just this new fascinating idea. It was fun to learn about it. And eventually, I started getting into sort of like market manipulation, which I ended up doing extremely well. And then at some point in the game, I had like hundreds of millions of gold coin as a result of market manipulation. It is. And I don't know if they really changed that very much, because I did it for a while, and then I quit. And since then, I'm sure they've updated the game a million times. It is. But I learned a lot from that. I learned an enormous amount about how markets work from that. Here we are. All right. Very nice. What I did, the way market manipulation worked for me, I took like these really simple items that nobody really thought to try and make money off of in the Grand Exchange. In particular, for example, like a saw. You need a saw for like a quest or some simple thing. You don't use it very often. So the game would have like a saw on it. And it was this item, you had to have the item. And it was just this inconvenient item. Most people didn't keep it in their bank, but occasionally you would need it for something. So you'd need to go buy a saw. Now, saws were real cheap. They were like 5 gold coin. So I would take all of my money and buy all of the saws off the Grand Exchange, all of them. I'd put in a buy order for 100% of the saws. Then I'd relist them for like 2 gold over what I paid for them. So if I bought them at 5, I sold them at 7. And this would just go on in a loop. It would go on in a loop, and nobody noticed that they were paying $7 or 7 gold coins per saw. Nobody cared. They just didn't care about it. It just didn't matter to them. They're like, I don't care. 7 gold coin, that's nothing. But for me, it was a big deal, because at one point, I'm moving like hundreds and hundreds of them like per hour. And what was really important was I applied this idea to items that started to get really useful. So I started applying them to herbs. the herbs. Really simple, really cheap, but you use them. You really need your herbs, right? So I started buying out the entire market of just one herb, only one. I took all my gold, I'd buy all the herb, and then I would repost it for sale on the Grand Exchange for like 2 gold more. And that's selling thousands at a time, really huge amounts. And then since I had so much gold from that, I started applying it to more and more expensive items because I had enough money to buy out that market. Eventually, I was super, super, super rich, and then I was bored. I was like, all right, I got to stop playing this game. All right, that was for Mr. Jorge Martinez. Put the cards in the bag. That's right. It's a boring story, but I learned a lot from that. I really did. My brain, it said, wow, that's really fascinating. And I thought about how that happens in the world in general, cornering markets, or really the big idea from that was that if you were to take a cheap item and raise it by $1, no one would ever care or notice. And if you're doing very high volume amount of that, you would just get rich. There it is. All right. Very nice. Merging PK gear, raid gear, and skilling ingredients. PKing is what I did. I don't like games like you guys. It is. Well, games are very fascinating because they're like puzzles. They're systems. Systems is really the word. I love the word system, Systems, it reminds me of computers and stuff. Understanding little relationships, little logical relationships between things. Outcomes, consequences. Something you can turn into a loop, something you can optimize. You know what I mean? That's all really important stuff to your life. There you go. All right. Very nice. Play some games, bro. Yeah, play some games, bro. All right. Play some basketball games. There's games for everyone. No, don't play any games. If you're not playing games now, probably for the best, because games will waste all your time too. That's the other thing. Carlos Chavez, 1 box of Korean Nikke, 2 Charlie Browns. All right, 1 box of Korean Nikke. So that should be nearby. Let's see. Do I have a sealed box of it, though? That's the question. Yes. And 2 Charlie Browns. You got it. The guys who get richest in this world are probably doing little things like what I just described. They found some niche, some trick, and they're just applying that trick over and over and over again. All right, there we go. There's some guy who produces a piece of plastic in China for $4, and then he sells it for $6, and now he's a millionaire or a billionaire as a result. That's all it was. There you are. Like the Sponge Daddy. You know that one? The little sponge with the smiley face on it? You can find it at Walmart. How much does it cost to produce a sponge? Nothing. So he just made a knick-knack paddywhack. Probably produces it with some company in China. Ships it over here and hands it off to Walmart. Walmart's the Grand Exchange and just sells them all. And then that guy gets a cut every time it sells. So that's why I learned on the Grand Exchange was that idea. Here we are. Obviously, the sponge isn't worth what it's put on the shelf for, but you and I agree to pay for it because it's like, oh, it's $4. I got $4. But the real price is $2. And since it's such a small difference, we don't complain about it. I don't care. There you go. All right, so we got 1 whole box of this and 2 Charlie Browns. Ready? All right, ready? Let's start sneeping. Sneep. All right. Yeah, there were like tricks and rules to it. Like I learned it worked on the saw in the game, right? And the reason why it worked on the saw is because no one else was doing it. If you tried to do that trick on a product or an item in the game that too many people were buying and supplying, you wouldn't be able to manipulate that market. There would be too many other players. There'd be too many other people. So you had to find something that people weren't touching. Here it is. Saws were so obscure and so cheap. Happy birthday, Carl Beethoven. I tell stories like this sometimes. There was another formative story when I was a kid. Peanuts, I can't believe it. On my street, everyone collected Pokemon, like virtually every kid. There wasn't a single kid who didn't have a binder with Pokemon cards. Over time, I had the best Pokemon card collection, and it wasn't even close. Big part of that is just because the other people got bored of it, and so they said, I'm getting rid of mine. And I said, good, you'll trade them to me. And so over time, I had the better collection just because I stayed in the game longer. I kept playing when everyone else was getting bored and they're putting the game down, the trading game. Try to raise a soybean. So that's a rule. The rule is the people who get bored of this, they lose. And if you don't get bored of it, you win. And then, so that's a very big, that actually works with YouTube too. You know, YouTubers burn out. Yeah, if you burn out on your collecting, you'll get unmotivated and you'll sell it at a bad price. The other thing I learned is, suppose you want to make money off, or not money, you want to make a positive trade off two guys. One guy loves Slowpoke, the other guy likes Farfetched, and you want to make a profitable trade between them. Well, the guy who likes Slowpoke, you got to go get him a Slowpoke, and he'll overpay for the Slowpoke for some reason. And if you try to buy Farfetched from him, he doesn't want his Farfetched. He doesn't care about it. He only cares about Slowpoke. So he'll sell you the Farfetched cheap. And this other guy who loves Farfetch'd, he'll sell you a Slowpoke cheap because he doesn't care about Slowpoke. So you buy those two cards they don't want from them, and then you just swap it like that. Boom, rich. So understanding what everyone wants all the time, and then you find people who they identify what they don't want with you. That's what you want to buy. And what they identify that they badly want, that's what you want to sell. And so what I had learned at a very young age is motivated sellers and motivated buyers. So, and that's something they talk about in real estate to this day, like motivated seller. We gardeners are always reading books and pamphlets. So I was learning that at a really young age. And it was a really big deal. It was like a game I was playing. Should I feed the dog? And I got really good at that game. I ended up with a really good collection because I was good at that game. But there was one more story, and this was probably the best one of all. And I've told this a couple times. So if you've been around here, you've heard this story a couple times. We had an Easter go by, and we had these gold coins. And I convinced all of the older kids, kids my age who were doing these card trades, I convinced them to accept gold coins as currency. I said, hey guys, instead of trading Pokemon cards, let's use these gold coins like currency for trading the Pokemon cards. And then what we can do is your Charizard's 3 coins, the Mewtwo's 2 coins, and Pikachu's 1 coin. And they're like, yeah, that's a good idea. So everyone starts using these gold coins to trade Pokemon coins, or Pokemon cards. I go to the store and buy more chocolate coins. Boom, I win. So you use other people's currency, or you create your own currency and become very wealthy because of your own currency. And so I learned that early on as well. When you convert Pokemon cards into things that are not Pokemon cards, you can sometimes have some sort of special advantage in that other area. Here's Ludwig van Beetle. So creating your own currency was a very big deal. You never mentioned a word about portaging. And that's so relevant today because of all the crypto bros. Crypto bros are guys who like to create their own currencies. It's a big deal. We are. And it's making millionaires and billionaires, minting new millionaires. I made my own currency and everyone bought it. Now I'm rich. Trump meme coin. How much money did he make from that? Must have been insane. If you can make your own currency, you win. We are. All right, so those were all things I learned. Motivated buyer, motivated seller, not burning out, not losing interest, and don't instead of direct trades, have a something in the middle that's being converted that the person who's doing the trade doesn't understand the value of as well. We are. Currencies, fake currencies, real currencies, whatever you want. But let's say a guy's got a Charizard and he'll only trade it for a Blastoise. But then also you've got this cheap Hot Wheels toy and you're like, well, wouldn't you rather have this Hot Wheel? He's like, yeah, I'll trade my Charizard for a Hot Wheel. Boom, you're done. He's got a Hot Wheel and you've got the Charizard. And then the Hot Wheel, it turns out, is worth much less than a Blastoise. So this is a very important idea. Here we are. All right, here goes Mr. Carlos. So there's some of those little things. And then, of course, the things I learned off of the RuneScape when I was young playing RuneScape, that whole idea of cornering a market effectively, that would play a very important role for me later. Here we are. When I started Pokemon card collecting, I already understood that really well and immediately started applying those ideas when I was trading Pokemon cards. Here we are. Very nice. I still play RuneScape. Mister's a master manipulator. It's not, I don't think of it like a manipulation, sort of like tricked you. You know, it's more like, that's the game. I'm playing it. You got to play it too. And, you know, It's like a knowledge, you have it or you don't have it. But I'm sharing it, so that's nice, right? You guys are hearing ideas for the first time, some of you maybe. But those are important ideas, you know. Whoa. Very nice. So what you're saying is we need more sardines. Well, the sardines, they're not like that. The sardines aren't a currency. The sardines are a funny thing. If anyone ever trades me sardines for Pokemon cards, you know, that's actually just a funny way to convert your... Because what some people say is they say they've got like, maybe like a food check or something like that. You know, some sort of, the government gives you like a food check. And if you can convert that food check into sardines, then we found a new way to enable you to buy Pokemon cards. You know what I mean? Because those food checks are supposed to be strictly for food, but I don't care if you want to convert it into Pokemon. You know, you want to convert it into Pokemon. It's probably better for you to have Pokemon. Eat ramen or whatever. Ramen and broccoli. Ramen and cabbage. You know how cheap ramen and cabbage is? And by the way, I eat a lot of ramen. So that's what I've been doing for a long time anyways. I'll probably die of ramen cancer. I've been eating ramen forever. So convert some of that money into ramen and then buy yourself a nice card that goes up in price. If you had been doing that already, anyone here who collects a food check, if you had been doing that for the last 6 years, you'd have just lifted yourself out of, well, I don't know if you'd have lifted yourself out of poverty necessarily, and maybe you're not in poverty. Maybe you just got a lot of kids or something. But you would have certainly increased your net worth. That's what I would say if you could have converted that food check into Pokemon. I don't know if that's still true, but in hindsight, it's true. But it's unhealthy. Yeah, I try to do one ramen per week, just one. I try not to do more than one. I love ramen. It's probably one of my favorite meals. Ramen with the boiled egg. You get the boiled egg, and you could put, I put a lot of ginger and a lot of garlic in my ramen. I like to put other things too, like cilantro sometimes. I'll put cilantro in. You're at day trader status when you got over 20 plus K in the markets at any given time. We are. All right. Yep. Ramen is good. Oof. Ramen's a very high sodium product, and it's just like a cheap carb. It's really full of probably like preservatives and chemicals. If you eat it consistently, it's Goopy Booby Girl with evil vampire eyes. This is very sexy, actually. I think I like it when girls look evil. I don't like it when girls are all soft and nice. We are. All right. Too much niceness. All right, here we are. She's up to no good. Yeah, ramen is definitely not good for me, but I got to have some ramen. I like ramen, and I like caffeine. We are. Ooh. Very nice. Tonkatsu is amazing. Yeah, I think the closer you get to cooking, like, whoa, what is this outfit? Konnichiwa. What the hell? The closer you get to filling your ramen up with like vegetables, like spinach or cabbage, and then adding like some boiled eggs. Boiled eggs, by the way, is a very pure protein. There's no oil involved with the boiled egg. It's just the egg itself. And then you don't need to salt the egg because you put it in a salty ramen. So you get 2 boiled eggs, ramen, a little bit of cabbage or something like that. I also like to do dried shiitake mushrooms. So I have dried shiitake mushrooms. I'll put that in the water and let that boil. And then I got dried seaweed, dehydrated seaweed. So I'll do all that. It'll be like shiitake mushroom, seaweed, ginger, garlic, maybe cilantro if I'm feeling like cilantro that time, because cilantro controls the flavor of the bowl really quickly. Always green onion, and then, you got the 2 boiled eggs. That's it for me. It's like a whole thing. It's like a whole ritual. All right, Mr. Carlos. It's not healthy, though, guys. It's not healthy, so I'm not advocating for it necessarily. A lot of places say ramen's bad for you. If you can get, like, protein noodles, I eat the ramen where the ramen's high in protein. There's different kind of ramen noodles. The very, very cheap ones at like Walmart, they're like fried or something, aren't they? That's actually fried noodle. It's fried, and that's why it's all dry like that and weird and wavy. All right, Mr. Carlos. Now, you wanted me to do a thing for you. Did you want me to create a scorecard for you? Is that it? If you want me to create a scorecard, it's $5 to create a scorecard. We'll do the scorecard later, I guess. No problem. Yes, for the scorecard, it's $5, and then I take time out of the stream to put a score, like maybe about right here. And you can actually put it on a girl card if you prefer. It doesn't have to be a Pokemon, but it can be a girl card. I think it's a little sexier on a Pokemon card. And it could be out of cards that you just opened, or it can be out of cards that are sitting in your bag already. Let's go find your bag. No worries. Type of women who take all your sardines. I had a tin of sardines today. All right, let's see. Sardines, they're very filling, very high in protein, and they're salty, which is nice. They're like ham almost. They're like fishy flavored ham. I'll open up a sardine, drain it, and then just eat it right out of the tin with a small fork. By the way, that's the trick if you've never done that. So one way to enjoy the sardine, you have to have a small fork, because there's just something really satisfying about having a small fork when you eat the sardines out of a small tin. All right, I'll show you guys sometime. It's like a dessert fork. I discovered that like 3 years ago. I got one by mistake. 3 years ago, we bought this huge box of used silverware so that we wouldn't have to buy overpriced silverware at Walmart. I just bought like a big auction of them or something off eBay. And I got this dessert fork out of it. It's this little metal fork. It's so good. It's the only way to eat tinned fish. All right, but Mr. Carlos, new bag time. Is it a new bag? Let's get you a new bag. I have to buy Mr. Sardines. Oh, yeah, on the signature. Can we get a close-up on the signature? Heck yeah, let's get that close-up. This card could use a close-up. Holy schmolies, man. All right. There you go. These are regular girls with regular average bodies. They are. No, but obviously the gigantic boobies make no sense. If you ever meet a girl with the stomach that small and flat, she does not have gigantic bazongas. That's just not how it works. Very rare anyways. Those are some rare genetics if you have a very flat tummy and very large boobs. There it is. Somebody's probably got that. Some lucky soul. There we go. Carlos R. Chaveras. You got it. I have a bag already. What? You got a bag already? What the? I'm going to go find it. Must be over here. Must have missed it. Carlos Sueva. Carlton. Carlos Sura. Carlos Lopez. Kenny Vargas. Where'd Kenny Vargas go? So, you've already got a bag. What's the deal with your bag? Is it like a really large bag? Did we place it somewhere? Is it in a box by itself? Because I don't see it here. I don't see it in the place where it should be. Mr. Carlos. Tell me a little bit about that bag, Carlos. Is it a large bag or a small bag? Maybe it's up here. What are these cards? Cody Rogers, 324. That's expired. It's the bag with the sealed Final Fantasy pack. A bag with the sealed Final Fantasy pack. That should be very easy to find. And you said it's a normal sized one. You getting any Final Fantasy? Yep, I got about $4,000 worth of it. So hopefully we sell some. I know that the CA box was overflowing earlier, so we were having a problem with that. So I wonder if I placed you somewhere temporarily or if I gave you a box. But you said you had a normal sized bag with a sealed pack in it. You didn't ship that, right? That's my other thought is you didn't ship it, right? Let me check these other boxes just in case you're in a box you shouldn't be in. Okay, not in there. He says, nope. Looking at the table. Cody, Colton, Cyber, Colton, Cole. Here's a Corey. You're not in there. This is exactly why it's really important for us to clear bags out. Clear expired bags out, because we run out of room. It causes these little issues. I probably placed you somewhere to the side because we ran out of room. That's my bet. Don't see you here. Let me just check these two boxes, okay? Two more boxes. Christian Moss, Cody. Okay, not in here. And one more box. Christopher Went. I don't see your bag. And it's got a booster pack. It's got a booster pack for Final Fantasy in it, so it should be pretty easy to find when we do run into it. Let me write this with the number 2 on it so that we know it's your second bag. And let's keep an eye out on it. I bet we run into it. Carlos R. Chaveras. Normally I auto ship. This is the first time I've had cards over there for a bit. Ah, so they have been over here for a little while, huh? Okay. That could have meant that the bag got really fat. Fat enough, let's say. Not like huge, but like fat enough that we had to find a new spot for it because we ran out of room. So let's just take a quick look around. Doesn't help. We got all these bags right here that are clogging up all the room here. Like, look, here's a Hastan bag. Yeah, well, I'm sorry. I think we're gonna have to. Move on to the next order and keep an eye out for your first bag. I'm sure it's over here. I've done this before, where I set a bag down just to make room. It's not here. That's Annie Dirksen. All right. You don't go by another name, right? Sometimes you have that happen too. You have somebody go by a second name. Sven Jansen. I don't see it. Huge Carlos, huh? I feel like we shipped you. It's so strange. My brain says we shipped you. Let me just see the last time you shipped, just to be careful. All right. Ugh. Maybe we shipped somebody that had a similar sounding name. Huge. Final Fantasy pack should stand out. Yeah, I actually agree with you. I wonder why that's not standing out. I'm looking around. Wow, if this would just work, that'd be really nice. I'm trying to look into my shipping history. All those Yu-Gi-Oh cards were in there too. The Ghost from the Past that burned me. Ah, that is a very important detail. So if you had the Ghost of the Past pulls, that to me strongly sounds like I probably created a box for you. So let's take a look for that. I know what that looks like. That looks like a lot of cards. The Ghost from the Past stuff. Those would be a very thick bag. Let's see. I just don't see it though. So what you just described to me is a really large bag. If it's Ghost of the Past, and I'm betting we ran out of room in the CA box, and so we placed just somewhere, but I don't know where. That is what I'm betting. It was cool chit-chatting. All right, folks, back to bed with me. Have a nice night. I'm spending all my time bag hunting. It's no good. We have to have a system that has more room effectively, or has more flexibility when a box gets so full. All right, real fast over here. Got this running. Okay. Right here it says we have a Carlos Chaveras order, and it's in transit. So I bet you do need a new bag. We have a Carlos R. Chaveras in transit. It's in California right now. So it hasn't arrived. I think we did ship you. I think that's probably what happened. I should have checked that sooner. All right. I'm going to create this as a new label. 6.25. I didn't pay for shipping. Interesting. Maybe I offered to ship you for free. Put this here. Maybe I printed a label for you by mistake when someone else ordered shipping, and then when I printed the label, I searched for your name and grabbed your bag and matched the label to it. Here we are. This is definitely not a cult. I agree. This is definitely not a cult. I don't think so. I had all those cards. The Charmander Poker Slab. Well, you know what I can also do, because it says you've got a label printed in your name. I can check downstairs and see if those slabs are gone too, because that would suggest your cards are on the way to you right now. That's not a bad thing. I mean, your cards are on the way. Maybe you got a round of free shipping for some reason. Maybe I offered it. I don't remember. Let me just see. So we're going to look up Carlos over here. We can look up a history of your orders real fast. All right. Poker Slab, slab away payment, 20 Ghosts of the Past. You know, you described yourself as purchasing a round of shipping ahead of time. Did you say that? Maybe you had it on your bag already, and maybe we agreed to have it go out or something. I don't know. But it says you last paid for a round of shipping on the 22nd, and it looks like this was printed on the 22nd. It was printed on the 22nd. So, and then so anything after that point would be what your bag is. 20 packs, Ghosts from the Past. Oh, did you not donate those hollows? I thought maybe you did, didn't you? I think I remember this. So think of this. You opened the 20 packs from Ghost of the Past. I believe you donated those hollows. And then after that, you just have the slabs, and those wouldn't be in a bag. Those are just in the slab boxes. So the mystery is solved. Your cards from the 22nd are on the way, and then you ordered a round of Ghost of the Past. I believe you donated those hollows, didn't you? And then if you have any slabs, remember, those aren't kept in a bag. Those are kept in a slab box, separate. Didn't donate them. Did you donate them? Possibly. He says, no, I didn't donate them. If you didn't donate them, then where would they be? Let's see. Somebody donated them. I remember that. I'm not saying somebody donated your card. Somebody opened up Ghost of the Past and donated them recently. I didn't donate them. Did you donate them? All right, so we're looking for a pile of hollows then, it sounds like. All right, I'm going to move on to the next order. Let's start working on that. Sorry about that, guys. So we've made progress on that. Here's Sarah Dusenberry, 4 OP12s. 4 OP12s. Ugh. Somebody opened up a big round of Ghost of the Past and then donated the hollows, is what I remember. Might not have been you. Might have been another guy who also opened them. Who was that? Was it Yolan? But so that would suggest that you have a pile of hollows. If you didn't donate them, you got a pile of hollows laying around somewhere. Yeah. Okay. I wouldn't have taken them automatically. Trust me. And I wouldn't have taken them unless I was told to. Yeah. With the Yu-Gi-Ohs. Spanky's time, mister. No, I didn't do anything. It is. All right. Tossing this. Put this back over here. And then let's find out OP12. Hollows, huh? I'll let you know what cards I get in the mail. Yeah, maybe it's possible. Maybe it's possible it got sent down because sometimes when we print a label, that isn't the day that we ship it. Sometimes we ship it a couple days later. That's possible. All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So like, let's say you order shipping on Tuesday, but the shipping doesn't go out till Friday. Your bag with the hollow cards in it might have gone out. All right. All right, very nice. So 4 Japanese OP9s. Let's get those OP9s. We got 4 of these, perfect. 1 Charlie Brown, part 1. Oh, those Charlie Brown cards are solid, man. Really interesting. And 6 Pokey Shuffles. Oh, yeah. Let's get those Pokey Shuffles. All right. We got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Yeah, if you didn't donate the hollows, I trust you've still got them. Maybe there's a chance that they went out with the other stuff that was ordered shipping on 5/22, and sometimes there's a delay in the shipping long enough that more stuff is added. Here's this and this and this, and that's it. No, I'm sorry, Sarah. That is a cold round. All right, very nice. Okay, let's snip these. You ready? Snipping this. And snipping these. All right. Sorry about that, guys. That took a while, huh? I kind of wanted to figure it all out. That was what it was. I wanted to make sure we kind of figured that all out. Tossing this. Miss Sarah. Oops. Okay, we got the doggy note. Don't like my food in my food. Animal rights, animal rights. Raccoons are weird. Christmas is coming, Charlie Brown. Here's the world famous hockey goalie. You sold your radish? Wow, that's great. That makes me think Animal Crossing. Maybe I've been wrong, Marcy. Maybe a student's appearance is important. Anyway, I'm going to try something new today. You wouldn't give a D- to somebody with the bow in her hair, would you, ma'am? Oh my gosh. Don't think you're the real Santa. I don't think you're the real Santa Claus. The ears hear the can opener. All right, there we go. Those are fun. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Appreciate it. No problem. There it is. Very nice. And we got some hollows. All right. And a hollow. Here's another hollow. Here's another hollow. That's a hollow as well. There's a hollow. No reading, more ripping. And finally, whoa! I can't believe we pulled this exciting pull. It's shocking me to my core. I'm shaking. Such a riveting moment in the stream. We pulled this guy. All right. Wow. I think he had his name. I think it's something like Shaky or something. Strawberry. I apologize, Miss Strawberry. This time, no manga. No gamma. All right. Ooh. Ta-da. Miss Sarah with an S, huh? Let's see. That would be right over here. No. Wait, you've got your own box. You've got your own box, Miss Sarah. Ta-da! Oh. Can someone tell me what the meaning behind this emoji is? Oh, yeah, we need to update our emojis really bad. That's the squirrel. Best sets remain OP1, OP5, OP9, PRB1, EB1. Okay. Here's Dominic Gonzalez. 6 EV Heroes packs and send all my cards whenever possible. Yes, sir. So a round of shipping, huh? One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Mr. Dominic. Now, you say that. Did you already pay for a round of shipping? Is that why? Let's see. Dominic Gonzalez. Here's your baggie. Does Dominic... I didn't play OP, so you got me good. Here we are. So there's Dominic. And does he know shipping is $9? Let's see. What is the price of an EV pack? Maybe he did pay that already. An EV pack is... Oh, he paid it here. Okay, perfect. Sorry about that. I'd simply forgotten the cost of an EV pack. All right. Ready? All right. It was your wording made it sound like a little bit different. Snipping this. Good. Snipping these. Very good. All right. Tossing that. Here's Umbreon. Ooh. Lovely Umbreon. Here's Vaporeon. This one looks like me while I watch the stream. Cold. Vaporeon. Lovely. Eldegoss. And cold. Nice. Some poor squirrel used for OnlyFans. Sad story. What? Now, that is a sad story. The Peanut the Squirrel. Peanut the Squirrel is why Trump won office. I thought you guys knew that. There it is. That happened in the 11th hour of the election, and the Republicans tried to spin it as Democrat bureaucratic overreach. All right, let's get that shipping. They were really trying to spin the squirrel story into a win in the campaign. It was really wild. It was a spectacle. Okay. Ooh. Come on now. There we are. All right. There we go. OPTCG is top 3 TCGs for me. If you delete my favorite emoji, I shall leave and never return. What's your favorite emoji? The squirrel? And print. Yes, and many that killed the squirrel were exposed. The caller and the people in office and one of the guys were eliminated online. What are you talking about, Alex? Where's my King Don Flamingo manga? Yeah, where is it? This music is kind of annoying. Turn that down a little bit. I don't know what is going on here, but it will not let me print this label. Let's try this again. There it goes. Good. The one guy that made the order to kill the squirrel got exposed. Wait, is there an update to the squirrel story that I don't know? Alex, what is this? There's an update to the squirrel story? There we go. How about we play some more cards up here? What's this looking like? Grimer 9. Oh, wow. We're getting rich. I never knew what the emoji is. I thought it was a piece of ham. You thought what was a piece of ham? The Pepe Le Snug? What the hell? Please don't do that. There it goes. All right. Rocket, Grimer. And we're grabbing that. Rocket Grimer. The cheapest Rocket Grimer of all is $23. Wow. Pepe Le Snug. That's one of the reasons to get the membership right there, is because you get the Pepe Le Snug. Ooh. Very nice. We have an order now from Mr. Victor is back, and he says, shipping. All right, Mr. Victor, so this is a big one. Let's go ahead and grab all these slabs. And how shall we do this? How now, brown cow? A lot of shipping tonight, huh, guys? There's been a lot of shipping. But that's okay, because it's got to happen, you know. Shipping's got to get done. It's a critical part of the business. So today, we're helping Mr. Aelvik with his shipping. These guys all love ham. Okay, helping Alexis out here. Milk was a bad choice. It's so damn hot. Okay. Okay. I like Spam. We are. Very nice. Spam in a can. Okay, there we go. We got these two Victor Carddass bags, and then we've got your third bag, which is a PSA display, and your fourth bag. And that's a lot of Victor Carddass. That's a lot. Now let's go get that label, shall we? And we'll clear this out, and we'll get your name. Victor. Okay. And actually, this looks heavy enough. 3 pounds. Peanut coin made some millionaires. There really was a peanut meme coin. Look it up, Alex. How much did oh my gosh. Why is it doing this? Who made the most on the peanut coin? I'm curious. Alex says yes. That's crazy. Meme coins are crazy, man. I don't know what to think about them. Okay, we're going to hit print. Stamp encountered a problem. What is the freaking problem, dude? I already reset the software, so it can't be that. What could the problem be? Let's try that again. Stamps encountered a problem. I'm sorry, guys. The stamp software is screwing up now. Whatever happened to the Hawk Tua girl? Yeah, actually, somebody should give us an update on that. Who wants to look that up? What happened to the Hawk Tua girl? She just disappeared? Is she, like, rich now? Did she get rich? Okay, let's try this again. Print. Is it working? Is it working? Oh, yeah. Label printed. Hell yeah, dude. Can't stop me from printing labels. All right. So we got a nice little box here. Oh, my gosh. There was so little shipping for Alexis to do at the beginning of the stream. And now that we're like halfway or almost done with the stream. No, we're not quite done. But now that we've made it much further through the stream, there's so much shipping for her to do. It's hilarious. So this is going to say AOVIC, just in case you have any other slabs under that name. And it's going to say plus PSA display. Okay, some instructions for her. Hawk Tua coin was a pump and dump. Yeah, actually one of our own people in our group, Mr. LaFlame, mentioned that he kind of got burned on it. It is. I almost got burned on Trump coin, but I sold. I got lucky. I bought some Trump coin when it first came out, and then I sold. All right, there we go. Your shipping's all set up. And let's put this box back up here. There it goes. All right, lovely. So lovely. Trump coin, you degenerate. Well, somebody in the stream mentioned that Trump coin, meme coin, had released. And I said, oh, I better get in on this. And so I ran and I bought some on an app I don't even use very often. Or an app I'd never heard of before. I had to download some weird meme coin app. I bought in that day and I like sold the next day. And I can't remember how much I made. I made like $2,000. And then the meme coin proceeded to crash like crazy. Ooh, Jigglypuff. Phantom app. AO made us some money. Yeah, it might have been Aovic himself, actually, right? Was it Aovic? So, but I heard about that. I'm like, that's definitely that's gonna spike for sure. All right, there's no orders in the queue. We can keep pricing up slabs. Here is a beautiful Snorlax slab. Rawr. Let's see. I had to download Moonshot. Oh, yeah, I think that was it, too, for me, Moonshot. And I sold out, and I did a very, very important thing that takes a lot of discipline. After I sold my coin and made some money, I did not buy back in, the most important thing of all, because it's so tempting to buy in, because you're like, it's going to keep going up. Okay, this is Snorlax 016, and he is going to be about $19. Do you happen to have any Skarmory slabs? Ooh, I have a lovely Deoxys Skarmory slab. I don't know if I should sell it. I feel like I should hold it. It's one of those prestigious Deoxys cards. But I had priced it up in the past before. Okay. Do we have 3 9s? So we got Grimer, Snorlax. What else? And Eevee. I like that. Actually, I like this squirrel too. Can it be a 4 slab break? What does this add up into? 34 plus 22 plus 19 plus 23 is 98 divided by 2. I don't want the buy-in to be so high. How about 34 plus 23 plus 22? That's perfect. Okay. So we'll leave the Snorlax out. And these 3 cards will be turned into a break. Okay, it's a lovely break. $40 break. I made 600. Wasn't much. Yeah, bro, that one exactly. Surging Sparks Skarmory is nice. There we are. Lovely. So what we're doing here is we're making a new gym battle with Squirtle. How nice. Lovely Squirtle. We've had a pretty decent Sunday stream. You know, sometimes Sundays are excruciatingly slow, but not this one. There it is. So we have this is a gym break there, and it includes 3 rocket slabs in it. I think it's Zacian. Zacian. We have no orders in the queue. If you guys like short streams, short wait times, I mean, we have one right now. Here's our fancy Chansey coin. We've got Clay Doll. I think these are ready to have their pictures taken. These will go into the featured channel. Okay, where's the featured channel? All right. First, the Deoxys. Good. Taking a nice picture of that. And now the Chansey coin. I feel like the Chansey coin should be posted on ZBay. All right. What's the coin break? Actually, just go over all the breaks. Yes, let's take a quick look. This one that says coin break is for Chansey. It's a $200 coin, 1 in 5 odds. This is the rare candy Pikachu that feels pretty abandoned. But I don't know, if we keep pushing him, maybe one day he goes zip and finishes. Here's the waifu break. It's up to 6. 6 out of 15. Might have to find some new guys to help with the Pikachu. Here's the mega break. Always pretty slow moving. It really is up to people if they want to push this one. Honestly, 400 times 7, I think, equals like, what, 2,800? 2,800 for the slab is a pretty good price, I feel. I'd be just as happy to keep them than to sell them. Here's Gold Star Greninja, and he's just really stuck. He's just really super stuck. He's not going anywhere. Here is Eevee, EVQ, 1 in 14. That's Pop 2 Eevee. We've got 2 people in there. This is the Eric giveaway that I've forgotten about. Here's the Lightning break with Darkrai in it. And a new Moonbryon break. Or Sunbryon or something. So I placed a new break on the table. And let's go ahead and give this out, huh? Let's see. So we've got Michael Bethel. Breaks didn't move super fast tonight. What did move tonight? Actually, one break did move. It was a gym break that ended tonight. Here's Lurkin Larry. What about the manga break? The manga break's over here. Nobody added to it tonight. It's at 4 out of 18. I'm sure he'll move faster when he actually arrives because people will go, ooh. Cody Hodges. Okay, number 4. James Trimble. Number 5. Onetic. And number 6. Shinobi. The usual suspects, huh? That's a rainbow Golbat. I got modded tonight. Mister, should I keep the skeleton key in Skyrim? You should keep it. Landing on 5, which was Onetic, wasn't it? Ooh, I forget who Onetic is. What's Onetic's real name? I wish I could remember. Is he here by chance? Okay. Soup. Grab this. His real name is A. Perez. Yo, Onetic, bro, speak up. He might have gone to bed. 6.25. All right, there we are. Lovely. Gift from our friend Eric tonight. That was a nice Eric giveaway. It's been a pretty crazy week. You know, we actually had some very, very good moments with our Destined rivals having shown up. Tonight we had a new thing show up. These coins right here. So these coins are now arrived. We got a few more to price up. They'll be leaked onto the table slowly, but there's some good stuff here. The Snorlax is probably the best one. And we got this lovely Dragonair. And you'll see a very similar pricing structure for the coins that are most desirable. Like, what do we have here? We've got a Rhydon. Ooh, who bought the Rhyhorn? He might want the Rhydon, too. I can't remember who it was. Was it Jonathan Morris, actually? Here we are. I didn't realize this, but it looks like there was also a Rhydon in the return. Here we are. Any Pinsir NGCs? I don't know if there's any Pinsirs. I think that the Rhydon's probably slightly more valuable than the average one. Here it is. But you might just want Rhyhorn. But Rhydon's kind of cool. Sometimes he's like a chase card in like the Emerald set. Let's make him just about 75. I think he's worth a little more than some of these guys here. These are like the junk ones, sort of. All right. Any box battles? Yes, there is a box break going on over here. It's up to 3 out of 9, it looks like. $40 buy-in if you'd like a spot. Destined Rivals. We didn't really open any Destined Rivals tonight, did we? All right, what we got here? Ooh, I like Slowbro, man. I'm not going to lie. He's one of my favorites. Okay. He is a good one. Okay. Slowbro, probably going to be kind of like the Dragonair here. Probably about 140. Okay. I want that Slowbro coin. I want him. That's a good coin. Look at that. That's cool as hell, man. Okay. What else we got here? Ooh, Slowpoke. That is super cool. I wonder what's going on. There's like a potion there. I don't remember what the potion did. Okay. Same with Slowpoke. Slowpoke, Slowbro definitely are in a better value range because they are much cooler Pokemon. Okay. Better than silver, better than gold. Pokemon. The final frontier. Bet you if a silver and a gold guy could see me selling these Pokemon cards, they'd snort, they'd chuckle, they'd guffaw. They're buying what? Pokemon brass coins when you could have silver. They just don't get it, bro. Here we are. Here's a Persian. Persian's kind of cooler, sort of like Rhydon. I'd say Persian's a little pricier. Send a payment for the Slowbro coin. Nice. Okay, you know, we probably should have priced more of these up over the course of the stream because this was kind of the thumbnail, wasn't it? We were all just golems that like shiny things. I like Slowbro. Yeah, I'm a big Slowbro fan. I actually bought a Slowbro tonight. Did you know that? Yeah, I bought a $1,000 Slowbro tonight. It is. I am definitely a Slowbro fan. So Persian, a little more pricey like the Rhydon. Just slightly. Just ever so slightly. What's this? Oh, wow. He's the starter. What should the starter card be? Bulbasaur coin, huh? I mean, you can't do wrong with Bulbasaur coin. I play Slowbro a lot in Pokemon Unite, and it was on my team in red and blue. Nice, dude. I always liked Slowbro because he's a psychic type. When I played Pokemon red and blue, for me, it was Alakazam, Hypno, Gengar. I really liked those psychic ghost types. And I never got a Slowbro, but I don't think I knew how to was the problem, so it just never happened. There. But I remember fighting him. Somebody had a Slowbro, and he would like use Amnesia, and it was so ridiculously good. Yes. Why no Ditto? Wait, are those metal coins? These are metal coins, yes. They're made out of brass. They're from 1999, so you can see how vintage they are. And I don't know how to price up the Bulbasaur. What do you think the Bulbasaur should be priced at? How can this coin be in such bad condition? That is a 100% fresh coin. Crazy. It's in such bad condition. And the edges look all kind of like dinked and all that. So I think that the starters, of course, are a little more expensive. Okay, because you're not going to get a lot of chances for the Bulbasaur. Here's another nice card. This is another nice coin. I love this Ghastly coin. Anything associated with Gengar. Ghastly, Haunter, Gengar. They're all really nice, really desirable. You know, it's miles ahead of Rattata. Does anyone remember that Pokemon episode when a Slowpoke sticks his tail in the water, Shelter bites it, and Slowpoke evolves into Slowbro? Here we are. That was in Indigo. And it was like the very ending of it was the very ending of the episode, was it not? Hit refresh. Let's see what we got going on over here. So here's Mr. Mark taking home one Slowbro. Heck yeah, dude. right. Good. Look at that. Ooh. The professor guy was in it. The professor guy? He just said the professor guy. What the hell? Okay, I'm rich. This is the only coin you'll need. Well, if you see another one that you like too, because we're going to have a couple come up here. But the Slobo is also similar to the Dragonair and the Snorlax. He's also one of the best ones. Yeah. Seems like we priced up all the good ones, actually. Let's see what this is. Yeah, like here's a Krabby. What the hell am I going to do with Krabby, bro? Krabby sucks. Freaking Krabby, bro. Krabby battle coin. Well, the back of that one's looking kind of clean. Neat. Okay. There he goes. Krabby, Krabby. Stinky Krabby. What's this? Goldeen. Oh my god. Cooked Krabby. Yeah, he probably tastes terrific. There's Goldeen. We're talking big money here, guys. First come, first serve. Goldeen, Goldeen. Because you'll never have another shot. This will say 69. Wonderful. Ivysaur. So you got Bulbasaur, Ivysaur. For some reason, I don't feel like Ivysaur is like the most sought after Pokemon. He's that middle evolution, you know? They eat fried Magikarp. What? Okay. Here's this. We're going to put this in here. And say 75 for the Ivysaur. Like I said, I'm not so sure Ivysaur is like flying off the shelves. It's the middle child vibe. No! Golem. Oh, yeah. Golem's hot, hot, hot. Do, 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 do. Okay. There we go. We'll place this up here. Golem's going to be one of the super expensive $69 coins. Primeape. He's kind of cool, isn't he? I feel like Primeape's always been a little more cool. Now we got Annihilate as well. I feel like Annihilate was a decent Pokemon added in the Scarlet Violet time period. It's kind of a pity, you know, we never got an Annihilate Altart, did we? That's kind of crappy, isn't it? Wonder why they decided on that. There you go. Like, we got a Dragapult Altart in Prismatic, but no Annihilate? What's that all about? Sounds like Annihilate racism. There you go. WP. We are the Animaniacs. Ba-doo-be-doo. Oh, we got two of these. Okay, well, we don't need two priced at the same time. Ba-doo-be-doo-be-doo-be-doo. Oh, now I like this one. This one graded well. 67. I like the Magikarp. I feel that Magikarps are kind of like a chase card in a lot of time, like the Shining Magikarp from Neo Rev. Every time I see a Magikarp, he does tend to be pricier, especially if it's rare in any kind of way. Doobie doobie doobie, ba-doobie doobie doo. All right. Yay! Here's Arturo. Slab away the Snorlax. Oh, heck yeah, dude. I think that he's probably the best card that came, or the best coin that came back. It's that Snorlax. Skiddy-dee-doo-be-doo. Here we are. All right. So there he is. Mr. Arturo, slabbing away Snorlax. We'll make him a $10 slab away since you're a moderator. How does that sound? June 25, Arturo Perez Snorlax coin. 240 minus 30. No. It would be minus 50, wouldn't it? So 190 remains. Bonus. All right. Eating way too late in the night, but doing good. I was told there were double cartoons, so I cut up all my cards. What? Witchcraft and wizardry. They're trying to teach our kids evolution. We know that all of the animals came from the Noah's Ark. Oh, man, I'm having terrible back pain right now. Oh, awful. All right, fix my back a little bit there. I'm getting punished by God right now. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I should, now that I think about it. I want to be able to retrieve this coin later and not. Pokemon from the devil. He really said that? Oh, all kinds of Christians were talking about the influence of Pokemon on their kids. They didn't like it. Let's try that again. All right, we'll leave this open, and we'll say Arturo Perez. Okay. Rabble. Ah, oh, my back's hurting so bad. What the hell? What have I got, like a broken back? Jesus Christ, dude. Oh, that's all set up. We just have to put this over here now. Will this fit? Oh, no, I'm not going to try and fit that in the back. Okay. Good. That box is pretty full, huh? I used to hear that, too, when I was a kid. They banned Pokemon cards from schools. They banned Pokemon cards at schools. I even knew about that, even though I was homeschooled. But they did it because kids kept playing with the Pokemon instead of doing their homework, instead of focusing in class. I was homeschooled and I knew that because the kids would talk about that problem. They didn't want kids bringing Pokemon cards to school as a distraction. Oh, I'm having some kind of major back problem here. What is out with my back, dude? Christians and Catholics be angry. Noise dog, I start in a few 8. All right, let's see what time it is. 4:50. Kids would get their Pokemon cards stolen at my school. He was steal someone's Pokemon cards. That's dirty, man. That sucks. Imagine you got some nice Pokemon cards and they get stolen. Feels like I need to stretch my back really bad. Jesus. I bet they would hate One Piece too, since it's about friendly pirates. Here we are. All right. Oh, we already had that on the table. It was also the trading and stealing of Pokemon cards at school too. Nidorino. Ooh, lovely Nidorino. Okay. Very good. Yeah, Pokemon cards were really crazy when they first came out. It's all anyone talked about. It's all anyone did. Yeah. Everyone would be playing the game too. And if somebody pulled like a good Pokemon, they'd be like, I got to show everybody. Everyone needs to see that I pulled a good one. Okay. So this guy's going to be a cheap and affordable $69. Nobody was playing with their cards at school. They were trading and getting ripped off. Mr. Jonathan, last 4 packs of Japanese PRB1. You got to know sometimes. You just got to know. You got to know if these had a manga in them. Here it is. They could have. That'd be really crazy. All right. tonight we sold a couple of the coins. I think we sold 4 of them. The hood kids at my school started robbing kids for their cards. Here's... That's no good. Grandma. So you got Grandma. Very nice. I traded a stack of cards for Scratch Scyther once. That kid ripped me off. Oof. Like taking candy from a baby. Like that. I think I heard a number of stories over the last couple of years of people who had their cards stolen from them as kids. Okay. Oh. Very good. This is why adults like Pokemon cards more than this new generation of kids. There we are. Pokemon cards were exciting at a level that had never been seen before. It was like a viral event, but without the internet being involved. So, you know, how does something be viral without the help of the internet? It's pretty amazing. It was amazing. You go out and you knew everyone had them. You knew everyone knew what they were. And you could just immediately start talking Pokemon cards. Everyone knew. Of course, that happened with Beanie Babies, too. But where are the $1 million Beanie Babies now? They don't exist. All right, we put you in this box over here, didn't we? Thank you, Mr. Jonathan. Appreciate it. No manga in those 4 packs, though. How much is a box? How much is a box of those? 70? There's no price. I'm afraid they are sold out. We have more on the way, though. We have more on the way. I need a box topper lid for these guys right here. Let me see if I can... Oh, there's a box topper lid right here. Perfect. All right. They didn't even know what they were. Just some shiny stuff. Pokey Drew. What's up, Pokey Drew? Look at that. Magikarp, a little pricier. Ivysaur, not too expensive. Bulbasaur, very expensive. Krabby Patty. Here's Nidorino, a lovely Dragonair, Horsea, Ghastly, Eradicate, and Machop. That Ghastly is so nice. Oops. Anything worth good money causes problems. I think the Bulbasaur might be overpriced. Here are the Bulbasaur coin. Here we are. Very nice. You got any raw Poke coins? No, only graded ones. I'm still mad I can't get a pre-order for PRB2. Ah yes, Zubat, my favorite Pokemon. The very cheapest one of these coins online appears to be $69. Oh, Lapras is nice. Lapras is a good one. There we go. All right. Still waiting for one of these to grade MS-70 one day. You think it'll ever happen? I bet you it'll never happen. With the way these are grading, it'll never happen. Very good. So Lapras. Definitely a more desirable Pokemon. Not crazy, though. I'm going to say 75 on the Lapras. Costs a little more, not much. Ah, the Dratini's nice, though. I like the Dratini a lot. Okay. So. When Steven was here, I should have priced it for Steven right away. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay. Oops. Lovely. Does CGC also grade those? CGC does not grade these. Yeah, pretty interesting. CGC will not grade these coins. NGC will grade them, but CGC will not. I already tried. And they said, Nocturnal is Mommy in Skyrim. I like that. I like that Ninetales a lot. There. Okay. Good. No Blasty or Tauros coin? I'll probably run into those one day, but right now I don't have them, okay? But I'll probably run into them sometime. Here's Schmolly Whirl. It's Schmolly Whirl. Any Lugias? No, they didn't print these for the Neo era, I'm pretty sure. But you can sure as heck get a nice Poliwhirl. I want Poliwhirl. I want Poliwhirl. Here he is. There are only 151. That Ninetales could be 180. You think so? You think he's underpriced at 140? There he is. Here's Golem. So Golem's a very expensive, $69. By the way, we don't have anyone else in the queue, do we? Oh, we do have somebody in the queue. I'm sorry. Let me take a quick look at this. Call dibs on Scyther. All right, what's this? Mr. Mark, can I do a slab away for the Slowpoke? Yes. Let's do a slab away for the Slowpoke. First, I'm going to price this guy up, and then we'll grab that Slowpoke for you. Okay. All right. Where'd he go? Was he in the beginning of the box? Goldine. A lot of slabs, isn't it? Ah, here he is. Very nice. Like maybe you get more space going this way. Let's see. Maybe not, I can't tell. I don't have enough room in this box. Yep. I have to leave some of these permanently up on the table. All right. There's those, and then there's these. Moltres, Butt-Free, and Muck. You know what Muck spells backward, right? Ice cream. So this is for Mr. Mark. Oh, Mr. Mark. Good. I find it strange that CGC grades Peruvian coins, but not those coins. That is strange. That's what I thought. I thought it was hella strange. Okay. Guess we didn't get a chance to do any repos tonight. Okay, let's see. Mark Valerian. Probably go about right here. June, Mark Valerian. It was what, 140? 140. We're going to apply $10 to the slab away fee, and the rest can just go toward the card, okay? So you're left with 110 on the coin. Very good. Well, NGC is the top coin grading company. Yeah, they're in a competition with what's the name of the other company? PSG? I'm trying to remember. PCCG? I can't remember it all anymore. There's too many acronyms to memorize. Oops. Haha. All right, I'm headed out. Good night, TCC gang. Fun stream. Hope everyone will catch you later. Have a nice night. So we got a dark muck, or we got a muck, not a dark muck. We got a muck, a butterfly, and a Moltres. Poison. That muck has poison as an ability. That's cool. Okay. Butterfree. All right. Good. And then finally, Moltres. Now, I really like the Moltres. I don't have Articuno and I don't have Zapdos. All right. You're killing me with the gentle wipes. Wipe. Moltres, a little pricier. We like Moltres. I think he's good. Okay. And look at that. It's 5:02, everybody. 5:02 in the morning, and there's no orders in the queue. Time to wrap up, I think. People are heading to bed. It's Sunday night going into Monday morning, and I got to get the shipping ready for Miss Alexis. So I think now is a perfectly good time to wrap up a little bit early. I had a nice Sunday stream. Sunday, as usual, typically a little slower than the rest of the week. I don't know why that is, but Monday tends to pick up a little bit, especially the Monday daytime stream. I don't think anything's going to interrupt me going to the Monday daytime stream, so should see you guys there, and look forward to what we do next. See you later, everybody. Have a nice night.